The latest police tactics revealed for the first time. They drive the fastest police cars on the road.
We are left. Risk is high.
It's crashed.
Decamp.
They use targeted live criminal intelligence with the help of an all-seeing matrix of cameras.
It should be hitting them within the next 60 seconds.
Open the window! Oh, you're going to smash! Open the window!
The most wanted hunted down.
Yeah, whoever it was, he floored it.
In a deadly game of cat and mouse.
Be advised, he's violent.
Don't stop.
He's got warning signals for weapons.
This vehicle is possibly involved in human trafficking.
Open the door!
These are the Sentinels.
This is where the excitement really starts to build up.
And this is Fast Justice. Coming up, the Sentinels do what they do best and take out a major organised crime group.
Open the window! Oh, you're going to smash!
A series of intense chases.
I'm a little bit nervous now.
Dramatic stops.
Open the door!
And dogged detective work.
Right, so this comes up.
Reveal the secret tricks of the drug trafficking trade.
This may be a cash or a drugs bag.
The Sentinels are an elite vehicle-borne unit. Their sole purpose is to hunt down and capture Suffolk's most serious criminals. The Ipswich team are led by Sergeant Mike Moon.
Morning, guys. So we've got some intelligence around some vehicles that are involved in county line drug dealing that we expect may be coming into the county today, and they may be coming in convoy.
County lines is a massive problem, especially in like smaller rural towns like Ipswich is.
The vehicles are known to the Metropolitan Police, and what we do know is that they're coming up to Suffolk on a daily basis and are backwards and forwards. So we can suspect that if they are en route here, then they should, either one or two of the vehicles in convoy will be carrying drugs. Everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, Sarge.
Thank you.
Police intelligence indicates there are 3 suspect cars on their way to Suffolk, and the Sentinels' plan is to take out all 3 in one go.
Oh, here we go.
But it's a complex mission, and they don't know when the suspected dealers will arrive. In control today is PC Sam Chittock.
Romeo Bar 81 GC.
For the next 10 hours, he'll be the vital link between the Sentinels on the road and a database of intelligence on hundreds of vehicles associated with crime, known as the Hot List.
My job in control will be to monitor the hot list, so any vehicles of interest we've got out and about, and relay them via the radio to the team on the ground, and basically just be their eyes and ears from above, really. 808182 GC.
A1.
In Sentinel Car 81 are Mufti and Dan Newson. Sam sees the suspected drug dealer cars are on the move.
One of the vehicles we're interested in earlier has started moving north towards us.
Sam Maples and George Harvey are in Car 82. They'll work together with Dan and Mufti targeting the lead car in the group, a black Mercedes. Sergeant Moon is going it alone in the unmarked Car 83, on the lookout for the other vehicles, a silver Mercedes and a black Audi.
It appears that the silver A-Class is about 10 minutes behind in its journey compared to the black Mercedes.
Already they face a serious compromise. The suspect vehicles appear to have spread out, perhaps to avoid detection.
Third vehicle, black A-Class, appears to be 40 minutes behind that, travelling a similar route. So there may be multiple vehicles entering today.
A1, receive that.
Oh, here we go.
With 3 potential linked cars all travelling at separate times, the Sentinels race to get into their strike positions fast.
That is 12:20, so at least 2-3 minutes now.
Timing is crucial. If one of the suspect cars spots the officers, they could easily warn the other vehicles. Sam starts setting the trap.
If we can have 2 units covering northbound track, 1 unit on the side of Tesco, just so we can have sight of the vehicle should it turn round and head eastbound.
A1. We'll be arriving at the pad in the next 30 seconds.
The pad is a lay-by next to some of Ipswich's busiest roads, where the police can lie in wait for their targets.
8-2 will be there within 50 seconds.
Yeah, 8-1, we're at the pad.
The team are now in position. The plan is to box a suspect car in. Sergeant Moon is a few miles down the road awaiting the second suspect car.
We're waiting here now to see if we can get an early spot on it.
There's some stuff coming in lane 1.
Lane 1 looks potential.
Any sudden move from any of the units and the high-powered Mercedes could get away. Or worse, lead to a pursuit during a very busy afternoon's traffic.
Howdy.
Hey, our second lane, is that it?
There we go, lane 1.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So 8-1, it's in lane 1, potentially going west on the 14. We're just going to have to stop it as soon as we can. Let's try and stop it on the slip. 8-2, if you go past us, and we'll just pull it into the verge.
You receive. Go.
As 8-1 cover the rear of the car, 8-2 races in front to force the car to the side.
Open the window! Open the window! Oh, you're going to smash! Open the window! Put your hands where I can see them! Keep your hands where I can see them.
It's a textbook stop for the Sentinels.
On the back here, let's get this clear. Right, I need to explain a few things to you. You are detained at this time for a Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act search. We're looking for drugs. We've got information which says you may be in possession of drugs and they may be for supply. Have you got any ID on you in the car? No ID.
What's your nationality? Albanian.
The stop has taken place on the busiest road in the county, so they need to get the man and his motor shifted somewhere safer.
A1, just quickly, our stop is all in order. We're going to be getting off at Sproughton and we'll be able to do everything there in a controlled environment. You have no further traffic from us for a little while.
Receive that, thank you.
As the man is driven to a safer location, he seems fairly relaxed for someone in his current position.
Is there anything in the car which shouldn't be? Anything on your person which shouldn't be?
But as Sam and George search his car, they spot something that could throw the entire operation.
When I got in here, that phone was on messenger audio. He was talking to someone.
So he was on the phone.
Yeah, but it'd been on 18 minutes. That was already on before we'd put a stop in.
The phone is now ringing. Who's trying to get hold of him? Could he have warned off the two following drivers in the convoy? It's a risk the Sentinels can't take, so Mike gets moving to stop the second car, fast. But that's proven very difficult on such a busy road.
Traffic flow is very heavy. I have probably 5 or 6 vehicles for cover.
A traffic unit joins him. The plan is for it to get in front of the car and signal the driver to leave the carriageway.
Held in traffic.
But will the driver be compliant?
Appears at this stage he's compliant. Vehicle is on a follow, single occupant.
The driver plays ball and it's another perfect stop. But will Mike find anything inside the car? 10 miles up the road, Dan and Mufti are still digging into the Albanian man's backstory.
You said you're known to police. What are you known to police?
For insurance, and I have insurance.
You've got insurance?
Wisconsin.
You got a licence?
What brings you to Ipswich? A girl? And where does she live? Ilford?
Ipswich.
Whereabouts in Ipswich? You don't know?
Difficult to find it then.
The man's story's all over the place. But searching his car, Sam Maples and George make a seemingly innocent discovery.
He's got wet wipes.
Yeah.
You find some really ones in the front.
Yeah, funny colour.
There's a packet of wet wipes. There's quite a few discarded used ones.
Okay.
And Sam found some by the driver's seat that look quite.
Sometimes drug users, drug dealers will use them for plugging. So when dealers are plugging drugs, they'll use baby wipes.
Could you explain what plugging is?
In the context of drugs. Okay. Right. Sorry, I'm just...
So plugging is like it's a method to try and secrete items up one's bumhole. And that can be anything. They can hide drugs up there, mobile phones, and the use of baby wipes it's quite a messy operation, putting something up, so they obviously need to clean up afterwards. There's no nice way of putting that.
Back at HQ, Sam's got the latest intel on the suspect from the police national computer.
8-1, do you receive?
Dead.
Is name PNC. Warnings, firearms, escaper, drugs so far. He's a warning marker for immigration, foreign national offender. Failed to stop this year. Possessed controlled drug cocaine this year. Dangerous driving. Entering the UK without leave. Other drug and driving offences.
Despite claiming he's only been stopped once for driving without insurance, the man has a very long list of serious crimes. But no drugs have been found in either of the two cars stopped so far.
Is that boot done, is it?
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing.
We thought there was going to be a mother load in that vehicle of either cash or drugs. When we stopped the vehicle and found nothing, it was a shock really, because of the intelligence we had, and albeit frustrating as well.
But it now leaves the team thinking of ways to disrupt the gang, and further checks on the first driver.
He's a disqualified driver.
Allow the Sentinels to do just that.
That's all received. I'm arresting you for driving whilst disqualified. Okay, I'm going to caution you. You don't have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court.
You've done all that side, haven't you?
Yeah, there's got to be more to this than a disco driver.
Despite the used baby wipes, a strip search of the man revealed nothing. Although it isn't the result the team was hoping for, it still means a suspected drug dealer who doesn't have a licence or insurance is off the road. The man was sentenced to 14 weeks for those offences, but the Sentinels were left wondering what the convoy of cars was up to.
Everything didn't add up for it just to be a disqualified driver. You just knew that there was more to this and that we would get to the bottom of it eventually.
It's been 3 days since the Sentinels stopped two cars that they believe were linked to a drug dealing gang travelling into Ipswich.
Open the window! Open the window!
Although it led to one arrest for driving whilst disqualified, no drugs were found in either of the cars. But the team haven't given up.
We do not want them to pull the wool over our eyes. We do not want them to be driving away with nothing having happened to them. And when we hear that vehicle's coming into our county, that is it. Everything stops for that.
Get in, George. Let's go.
The black Audi Q5 is one of the vehicles we were interested in.
Is now heading northbound towards Ipswich.
Today, Mike is on control, and one of the gang's number plates has been spotted on an ANPR camera, heading back into Ipswich.
We are just leaving Hanford Road.
If you could move it, that'd be great.
Mufti and George in car 82 are the nearest unit, so need to get into position fast. With Sam Chittock in car 83 not far behind. The previous stops and arrests clearly haven't deterred this third car from travelling into Ipswich. It could mean they don't know the police are onto them.
The Metropolitan Police have made direct contact with us and told us this vehicle is of interest. It's been used over a period of months. Could be drug supply, could be money laundering, could be racketeering, we don't know.
8-2 to control, we are now arriving at the pad.
Should have 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Both cars arrive at the pad, the Sentinel's watch point, with just minutes to spare.
8-3 at the pad.
Got that, thank you.
And once again, the trap is set.
What colour?
Dark.
Dark.
Should be with you in the next 60 seconds.
My view's completely blocked now.
With no additional cameras at their waiting point, the Sentinels have to rely on spotting the car through the busy 3 lanes of traffic.
I can see it. Possible lane 1, 3 cars back.
Yes, confirmed. That is the vehicle.
Great, good.
And already the team notice a similar pattern to last week's stop.
So the subject vehicle is currently lane 1 in the lane that would indicate it's going to go onto the A14 westbound.
That's the same as the other guys. So he's going the same direction as the other 2 vehicles.
As the Sentinels move in, they have to battle the oncoming rush hour traffic.
Oh my God.
Subject vehicle still lane 1. We'll do this before it gets to the end of the slip.
Sam takes the front with Mufti and George blocking the rear.
Open the door!
Give me your hands, undo your seatbelt. Undo your seatbelt. Seatbelt.
Open this door.
You'll be detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Put it in park. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
Like the previous stop, the man is alone and heading in the same direction. So what is he up to?
You're being detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Information that the vehicle's being involved in County Lines drug supply, all right?
I don't speak, sorry, I don't speak very
You don't speak English? Okay, do you understand anything I'm saying? Little bit?
Little bit.
Okay, so you're being detained for a drug search. Drug search?
Drug?
Drug search. What language do you speak?
Albania.
Albanian, okay.
One problem for me.
Is there a problem for you? I don't know, what's in the car?
Oh, don't worry.
No worries?
No worries.
Nothing to worry about?
Absolutely.
While George deals with a language barrier, it's down to Mufti and Sam to get the search of the car underway. And this time they've got the help of trusty police dog, Barry.
We're going to tear this car apart. With the information we have in relation to County Lines, they're not going to go on and get stopped with drugs and cash on them, and they're going to want to hide it anywhere possible so that we can't find it.
Barry's nose is trained to sniff out drugs, weapons and money that could easily be concealed in a car. But it looks like someone's been poking around the car already.
That's loose, look. A number of the compartments in the rear of the vehicle were loose, which for a modern car you wouldn't think you would find. And I started thinking that there may be something within the rest of the vehicle.
You work here?
No.
No work. Where do you live?
In London.
You live in London?
London.
So what are you going to Ipswich to do?
Which is where with my looking.
There's not much to see in Ipswich.
The man claims he's here to see the beautiful sights of Ipswich, but Mufti knows there's more to his trip than he's letting on.
So far, the search by police dog Barry has turned up nothing, but there is an interesting cache in the boot.
So in the boot of his vehicle, he's got a baseball bat with the information that he's involved in the supply of drug dealing in County Lines. It may be that this is used as an offensive weapon. He's got no ball with it, so he's not going to be able to play baseball.
If there was a ball for that bat, Barry would have sniffed it out by now. So instead, it's a strike for the driver.
I think the fact that we're dealing what we suspect with is organised crime, then he can come in and answer questions about that.
Yep, we'll seize that. He can get lifted for offensive weapon.
Roger, Dodger, thank you.
So my colleagues have just updated me with the result of the search. They've found in the boot of the car a baseball bat. So at this time, I'm arresting you on suspicion of being in possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which you later rely on in court, and anything you do say can be given in evidence. Do you understand? We'll go through it all again with an interpreter, but at this moment, you're under arrest. Do you understand that bit?
This one?
Yes, you're under arrest.
For what?
The baseball bat in the boot of the car.
The man is coming in for the bat. But as police dog Barry has found no indication of drugs, it's still not the arrest the team was hoping for.
You've got to be determined when you're doing this job. Just because the people we're disrupting don't have it that day, it doesn't mean that we then switch off. You've got to keep going.
But just as Sam and Mufti are about to give up, yet another loose part of the car reveals a startling discovery.
Right, so this comes up. Hidden behind this radio is an empty bag. I knew that we'd missed something on those first 2 stops. And when I found that hide on that other vehicle, I thought, yes, this is what we're looking for here. They're going to hide stuff anywhere. There's nothing else in there, which may suggest that this man may be on the start of his rounds, and this may be a cash or a drugs bag. Unfortunately, at this time it's empty, but we're going to put it back and plead ignorance to it.
So when we discover something like a hide in a vehicle, obviously we want to be able to replace that without the criminal knowing that we know, with the intention that we will stop that vehicle again later. It's just simple, don't let them know that we know.
After stopping and searching cars believed to be part of a drug running ring, the Sentinels are yet to uncover any drugs. But they have gained a valuable piece of intel in the form of a hidden compartment.
Unfortunately, this time it's empty, but we're going to put it back and plead ignorance to it.
It's given the Sentinels an idea. The first car they stopped that also came back empty is still in the impound. So Sam Chittock and Sam Maples decide to pay a visit and turn detective.
We've come here now just to make sure we haven't missed anything in terms of hides. We know the technique they've used earlier, and we're just going to check the similar areas today and make sure that there isn't anything we've missed.
The last car they stopped had bags hidden behind the radio. No such luck in this car.
Nothing else side, is it?
No, I've tried to pull these out and the vents. These vents are solid.
That's all stuck in. This isn't going to come out.
But a bit of persuasion with Sam Maples' penknife suddenly reveals another hiding place.
And you have to be determined to get a result like that, and you have to have the drive to keep looking and just keep motivated and looking and looking. And it's great for that job to keep building up the intelligence, building this information for further stops.
We're going to put the bags back and everything back in there as we found it, close it up, because the last thing we want is to let them know we've found it.
The car will now be returned to its owner, and the Sentinels will wait for the gang to return. After 2.5 weeks of nothing, the team get the news they've been waiting for. An ANPR camera has flagged new activity from the gang.
The County Lines vehicle has activated a camera on the outskirts of the town, so the team are trying to get into the perfect location to try and intercept that vehicle.
But in a twist of the tale, the cops know from the number plate it's the same silver Mercedes Sergeant Moon had stopped previously. Last time it was driving into Ipswich and nothing was found. But this time it's leaving, and the Sentinels hope it could be carrying a stash.
Sentinels are about making sure criminals know we're going to make life as difficult for them as we absolutely can, again and again and again.
So it's the only one I really want to get. It's the one that keeps avoiding us, and it'll be really good to get it tonight.
The Sentinels all have to pass an advanced driving skills course. George and Dan in car 8-1 head straight for the A14.
Good driving conditions though, Georgie. We can make a bit of progress.
Whilst in car 8-2 are Sophie and Sam.
So we're just going to make some ground, anticipating its sort of next location, if you like.
The units split up to try and intercept the Mercedes on its way out of the county, but they haven't identified the driver and don't know which route the car will take.
I guess we can plot up either for another reciprocal of Scrawton or in the town.
Yeah, receive that. We'll just have to see what it does in the next couple of minutes.
It's just the waiting game now to see now if they've chosen the right route, or it's just, yeah, let's see what happens.
It's just cat and mouse, isn't it? But we're always on the back foot.
Yeah.
Car 82 stake out near the A14 on the route the suspect vehicle entered Ipswich in case it returns the same way. 81 scour the A12, the other main road out of town.
All that's needed is for the Mercedes to unwittingly reveal itself.
We've got a vehicle sat at either of those locations to see if it passes through.
A1 will go 14 up to Asda.
Sure enough, the target suddenly pings one of the ANPRs.
Vehicle's in lane 2.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it, George.
It's a race against time to get there. They think the car is already on the A14, but it could easily leave the dual carriageway and take a back route. So Sophie and Sam race to a high vantage point.
82 on the overbridge.
Should be arriving with them any second.
Sophie and Sam right above it. I'm a little bit nervous now. Come on.
There we go. There it is.
Where is it? Under?
82, it's gone underneath. Continue.
Right.
Just held at the traffic lights, just trying to get through, so it's obviously a partial temporary loss at the moment. Stand by.
No, don't say that.
Dan and George are waiting further ahead on another bridge.
Vehicle was westbound under Cockdot Bridge.
I think that's it up there.
It was in front of the heavy, the red one.
82 hit the carriageway and floor it and quickly catch up with the vehicle.
82 behind the subject vehicle, got no vehicles for cover. Now approaching Sprawlton Junction 54, standby for direction of travel.
Finally. Let's hope we find someone.
Anonymous car, we've got the mobile number for you.
So the other car's now going to try and get with them so they can do a stop on that vehicle together.
The plan is for car 81 to join the carriageway behind 82. They'll then signal for the suspect's vehicle to exit off the slip road.
Subject vehicle still A14 westbound, 200-yard marker for junction 52. Stand by.
We're making progress towards you, trying to avoid the use of blue lights, not to spook him. We're just passing 52 ourselves.
My palms are sweaty.
We've got eyes on behind, so when you're ready.
Sole occupant, male driver, follow me is now on.
Instead of boxing the car in to force it to stop, Sophie and Sam switch on some rear lights instructing the car to follow them, with Sam and George covering the rear.
Hello there, sir. How you doing? You alright? Do you mind just switching the engine off for us, please? Do you have your driving licence on you at all?
Not with me.
Not with you?
No.
Any identification at all?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
Without any identification, it's very difficult for the police to carry out checks on individuals.
Could I pass your driver details? He's got no ID on him whatsoever.
Standard. Yeah, of course, go ahead.
Straight away, as soon as they're telling us they've got no ID on them, that's a red flag straight away.
At this moment in time, you're going to be detained for the purposes of Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act search. All right, there's information suggesting drug supply in relation to this vehicle, and because you've got no identification on you, all right, we can't ascertain who you are to do any checks, all right? Is there anything on you that you shouldn't have?
Some money.
Some money?
Yeah.
How much cash are we talking?
Yeah, it's more than 1,000.
Whereabouts? In your pocket?
Yeah.
He's told us he's got more than £1,000 on him, on his person. We're obviously now going to start searching the car.
Received. Why would you have £1,000 in your pocket?
It's a good question, and not the only one the Sentinels want answers to. The details the man has given have drawn a blank.
From control, I've just checked on Orbis and it doesn't show him as a current occupant at that address.
It leaves Sophie with no option.
At this moment in time, it's 18:08, and I'm going to be arresting you on suspicion of money laundering, okay?
With the man arrested, the team can go ahead and search his car.
Right then, George. Thorough.
As they're well aware of the clever hiding places this gang are using, no part of the car will go unturned. And it's not long before suspicions are aroused.
Okay, so the one on the far right has got a black material at the end of it. These ones go straight through.
Determined to secure evidence, Sergeant Moon arrives to oversee the search.
And once again, after some serious prodding and poking by the Sentinels...
There's something tucked in there.
Is there?
They've found yet another hiding place.
I just shone my torch into the air vent. I could see some black material at the back of the vent. So with a little bit of persuasion, the vents come away and I could immediately just see this black sock, which I'm sure Mercedes don't install themselves, in the vent. So I'm straight away thinking, bingo, we're on here. I feel something in there.
There is something in there?
Yeah, there's definitely something in there.
If you feel there's something in there, we'll get CSI.
There's something inside there.
We'll get CSI to open it up then.
Unless the driver didn't want to air his dirty laundry in public, these are very strange places to keep his socks. So a forensics team will need to carry out a test for drugs.
There's white powder. Little vials full of white powder.
Vials full of white powder. Just without touching the vials, just tip them in there.
It's the find the team have been waiting for.
Open up the sock and lo and behold, we've got vials of white powder in there. And I'm thinking, finally, we've got these guys for something decent. And yeah, just all went from there, really.
That's been recovered. There's a few vials of white powder.
That's great. Nice one.
After 3 weeks of tenacious detective work, the team's persistence has paid off.
The man was charged with driving while disqualified, driving without insurance, and obstructing police. He was jailed for 10 weeks. At the time of filming, the drug investigation was still ongoing. It's another gang car off the road and a major win for the Sentinels.
Well, I was really pleased that we got hold of this individual. I think it does show the benefits of just keeping going and working the intelligence and working, just being relentless in that pursuit of disruption, really.
The Sentinels' work is all about intelligence-led policing. But sometimes the system will flag up a car before the team know exactly who or what they're dealing with.
Part and parcel of the job, really. It's why I joined. Every day is different. You just don't know who you're going to meet and what they're going to be up to, but it's all part of the fun, really.
Sophie Mitchell and Sam Maples are on patrol in car A2 when a car drives past that's on their hot list. The Sentinel's record of cars suspected to be used for drug dealing or other illegal purposes.
I think that was like Cleo that come past and he said, oh, it's on the screen.
But by the time they turn around, has it managed to get away from them again?
Where'd it go? Turn it.
Went that, was it? Down.
Weaving in and out of residential streets.
Where'd it go?
This time they catch a lucky break. The driver's stopped and is out of the car, ready to meet them.
Hello mate, you alright? Is it just yourself and you're... Just come over this side. There's just two of you in the car, is it? No, right, we just got to run some details, okay?
The driver's two young children and a female passenger are also in the car.
82 control, can we in the queue for a move and check? I think there's one on our list that hit earlier.
Yeah, stand by.
At control, Sam Chittock pulls up the intel on the car and the driver. On the roadside, Sam Maples and Sophie start to dig into the driver's backstory.
Have you got your ID on you, please?
Why, what do I need ID for?
Evasive responses arouse suspicions.
Have you got your driving licence on you at all?
Yeah, of course she has.
Just run some checks on you, and then we'll go from there. All right?
Nah.
Being met with attitude isn't unusual. For Sophie, it's all in a day's work.
Our job is to disrupt criminals using the roads, and we're going to go through cars and documents with a fine-tooth comb to see if we can find offences.
The man's not happy with all the questions. Up until now, it turns out he's been having a good day.
So where are you off to today? I appreciate you've got your kids with you.
Just gonna do a bit of shopping, book a holiday.
Very nice.
Book a holiday? Very nice.
I won a bit of money yesterday, so I'm gonna...
Oh, right, nice.
Gambling man?
Yeah.
What on?
It's not long, but 400 quid, it won 7 grand, so...
7 grand?
Very nice.
But is his luck about to run out? Sophie spotted a problem.
You're definitely going to have that looked at.
What's that?
That is totally illegal.
What is it about?
Well, your tyres, you've got lumps out of them. You can't have any cords, cuts or anything. And that is a huge lump out your tyre there.
That's what I'll go take to my way tonight.
It's all about digging a little bit deeper. Accept nothing, believe no one, and sort of challenge everything.
Driver details when you're ready.
He had children in the car on that day. So, yeah, we're going to carry out our routine checks and go from there, really.
Yeah, that's extremely dangerous with your kids in there, mate. All right.
And his luck is going from bad to worse. As information starts to come in from control, he's in more trouble.
Stand by for DL. I'm pretty sure he's provisional. Yes, provisional licence holder.
The driver doesn't have a full licence. He's a learner.
You need an L plate on the back.
Want to need one on the back as well, do I?
Well, yeah, you've only got one in the front. You're a provisional licence holder.
No, I should have. Oh, come on, look.
Definitely need to get one, because technically you can get a ticket for that.
Yeah.
Driving otherwise than according to your licence. You'll get points on your licence before you've even got your full licence.
That's right, guys. Right.
An L plate falling off the back of the car may seem like an honest mistake.
8-2, was there any other intel at all?
But then Sam on control digs up a list of priors.
Yes. He is known PNC, violent, he's resisted arrest numerous occasions. Last known arrested 2017 for common assault.
They now know they're dealing with a previously violent offender.
Stand by.
Well, on my way now, please. I don't need this, I mean.
And the intelligence keeps coming.
He uses drugs, cannabis, cocaine, and drives whilst under the influence of drugs. That was dated end of July.
The Sentinels now have reasonable cause to suspect drug driving.
When was the last time you had any cannabis or cocaine?
For me?
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
I'm asking you a question.
I don't do it, why?
You've committed a moving traffic offence by having an illegal tyre, all right? So we are going to require you to provide a specimen of saliva for roadside drug wipe, OK?
It takes 8 minutes. If it's negative, that's the end of it.
OK, all right. Fine.
Thank you.
But when Sam goes to get the kit, the driver stops playing by the rules.
No, you're not having a drink. You're not having a drink because we need to do a test with you.
OK,
right?
you don't have to come into my space.
No. I'm just asking you to put the
move
drink
away
down.
from me then.
All right.
People that start getting a little bit wound up and they're trying to disrupt you and interrupt and almost try and, come on, let's just get this stop over with and let me on my way sort of thing, because they know that there's underlying issues that actually, if we're here a little bit longer and we conduct a few checks, and we're probably going to find them.
I can talk to you here.
But I need to carry out a test with you at the roadside,
Yes,
don't
that's
I?
fine.
Yes.
I pretty much don't want you to touch me too much. I want him to do it. I think.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just making sure that you don't wander away and run off. Get your hands out your pockets.
I'm not running off.
All right? No, I'm not saying you
I've
are,
got
but...
nothing in my pockets.
Yeah.
Them.
I don't know what you've got in your pockets, do you? So I'm asking you, it's a reasonable request, I'm asking you to keep your hands out your pockets.
With the situation getting heated,
Dan, are you nearby still?
Sam calls for support.
Yeah, I'm just round the corner. Do you want me there?
Yeah, could you just be 1A, because he's getting a bit irate.
Because you're getting angry now.
I'm not getting angry.
If you just cooperate and make it easier, we can get the test done and get you on your way, can't we?
Let's do it then.
Fine.
Dan arrives to bolster the Sentinels' numbers, but Sophie's not taking any nonsense.
So I asked you earlier and you said no, but when was the last time you had any cocaine or cannabis?
I don't know.
You don't know? I've already said to you, but I'll say it to you again. I'm going to require you to provide a specimen of saliva for a roadside drug wipe. Failure or refusal to do so is an offence for which you may be prosecuted. Do you understand that?
Okay.
You need to do 9 swipes of your tongue. Thank you. This test takes 8 minutes to give us a result. Part of that requirement is that you remain with us for the whole of that 8 minutes, okay? So 13:13, 13:21, I'll have a result for you.
With the man's violent history, it's vital that the situation doesn't escalate.
Part of the requirement is that you remain with us. You don't have I'm not being hard work, because if this comes back positive, no, if this comes back positive, we've got to do some further testing with you. If you go in, you know, at their level and start shouting and screaming at them back and stamping down authority, in my experience, it doesn't work. If you're just nice and cool, calm and collected with people, it often works in our favour.
Well, you can only do one test on me. You can't keep doing
That roadside? That's what I'm saying. We do a roadside one and then we'll take you to the police station and do another one. Keep an eye on him.
You've got to wait here still. Keep an eye on me. I'm not going to run away.
Just wait here. Stop arguing. Why do you keep arguing?
She's a mockery.
Stop arguing.
That's what people do.
Just chill.
All the commotion has drawn a crowd.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah.
Use my bike.
I don't need to. I've got bone shopper.
Quite quickly in a situation like that, you can be outnumbered very quickly with friends and family and all sorts of people coming out. So it's just trying to manage things, but also show that we are in control of the situation and we are going to do the checks we're going to do and carry out whatever we want to do.
The 8 minutes are up and the drug test results are in.
You tested positive for cocaine, all right? So at this moment in time, I'm arresting you on suspicion of driving a motor vehicle whilst exceeding the prescribed limit for specified substance. You do not have to sign for him with a may harm offence if you do not mention when questioning something that should later rely on the court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, all right? The necessity for your arrest, so we can take you to the police station and carry out that evidence.
I've got cocaine in my and I haven't. Yeah?
His luck has now well and truly run out and nothing's going this man's way.
Don't stop.
Listen, I don't give a
Because you'll get yourself in
I
more
don't care,
trouble.
but you're hurting my wrist. Look, get off.
Once we've got you
You
secure
can
in
just
the
let go
car,
of me.
we'll sort
Can
them
you hold
out.
my arm and then get off this? Get off the middle. Get off the middle.
To avoid any more confrontation,
Can you just calm down?
the team need to get him to custody quickly.
So we're going to the pick. Have you been there before, done bloods? We'll get the medic. They'll take blood specimens, then you're released.
Fine.
While they get sent
I just
away.
want you to just made us pay fair. You haven't got to twist my arm, have you? You know what I mean?
He's taken away for a blood test to confirm levels of drugs in his system. At the time of filming, the results were still pending. If found guilty, his £7,000 winnings might come in handy. The penalty for drug driving can be an unlimited fine. Keeping the county's roads safe from suspected drug drivers, just another day in the office, and all part of the service from the Sentinels. Coming up. Hello. A shocking case of human trafficking. The Sentinels bust a drug deal in broad daylight.
Please stay where you are. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Keep your hands where I can see them.
And a renegade legal warrior takes on the establishment.
What you're doing is no more than Dick Turpin was doing for the people over at Robert Nedcash.
The Sentinels are an elite vehicle-borne unit. This team of 8, one of 3 across Suffolk, is led by Sergeant Mike Moon.
Evening, guys. Thanks for coming in a bit later today.
Tonight, the team are on a late shift, hunting criminals into the night. It's one of several evening shifts they have every month.
Obviously, a bit darker. It's going to be a bit more difficult to spot the vehicles.
Thank you.
Okay.
The Sentinels enjoy hunting at night, but picking out criminal cars and getting a good look at the occupants inside can be harder. Sergeant Mike Moon is on control this evening and almost immediately spots a vehicle of interest.
Got a red Seat Alhambra, which is quite a distinctive colour. It's linked to modern-day slavery.
Yeah, we can get that. Yeah. A2 from St Matthew Street.
Dan and Woody fight through the early evening traffic to try and find the car.
A lot of queuing traffic leaving via Norwich Road, so we've got a chance.
Modern-day slavery is a crime that hides in plain sight and is difficult to detect within the community. Any opportunity to disrupt the organised gangs who deal in human lives is a top priority for the Sentinels.
Traffickers are ruthless and they will sell people a story about a land of promise and honey, and the reality is that it's a life of servitude and crime.
It's going to be in this lot, it's going to be in this lot.
In 8-2, Dan and Woody spot the car in the busy rush hour traffic.
It's just pulled into the filling station.
They box the car in, and Dan goes to investigate. Stops on vehicles associated with human trafficking are complicated.
Hello, how are you?
Often involving both gang members and their victims. There are 2 occupants inside.
What is your name, sir? Do you have some ID, please, sir? Come on. You must have your ID. Why wouldn't you have your ID?
The men in the car claim to have no ID on them. Dan digs deeper.
Where are you going? You're just going to this garage and nowhere else? After the garage? Where do you go next?
Both occupants are Romanian and claim not to speak English. For Dan and Woody, it's a tricky language barrier to deal with.
You haven't answered me where you're going after this.
On control, Sergeant Moon starts checking the names they've given Dan. The passenger claims to be only 16 years old. But it appears he already has a rap sheet associated with slavery.
He was arrested a week ago for resist or obstruct a cop. On arrest, he was found in possession of 3 Visa debit bank cards in the names of other workers.
In fact, there was just the 2 of them in the car. He didn't have any ID on him, but he gave his name and he came back as being well involved in running modern-day slavery as opposed to being a victim of it.
I think given that this is linked to organised crime and human trafficking, there's sufficient for a stop search based off that intelligence.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to detain you for a search. Okay, put your hands around.
I'm going to search you.
Okay, under section 1 of PACE, for any items on you that may be stolen.
What we have is a significant issue in this area with Eastern European crime groups running Eastern European migrant workers. They keep either identity documents or their pay cards in their control and don't allow the workers to have it.
Woody continues searching the passenger.
Whose is this?
No, it's my father.
And finds another new bank card that has a different name on it.
Your father?
Yes.
What's your father's name?
He's no understood English.
No, of course you don't, because you don't.
Want to go on to that question, do you?
Control, we've got, I've searched the passenger. He has got a bank card in the name of somebody else. He told me it was his father's card. I'm presuming it isn't, because he couldn't remember his name.
And he's got a wooden nose which is growing by the moment.
Dan deals with the driver checking his insurance details.
You need it? What?
Oh my word. I mean, it's there in Romanian for you now, and you're still trying to avoid the question.
He suspects the driver is hiding behind the language barrier.
What is their date of birth?
So he uses a translation service on his phone.
I don't know exactly. I call now.
How come sometimes you can speak a fluent sentence like that, and then the rest of the time you're playing dumb?
What is your relative's name?
Woody is also using a translator to get to the bottom of who the passenger's bank card really belongs to.
Who is he to you?
No.
The passenger's story now changes.
A1 to Control, just so you're aware, his only card owner is his uncle.
But without being able to prove the card has been stolen, Woody's hands are tied.
Where does his uncle live?
Even though he doesn't believe the card belongs to an uncle who is apparently no longer in the country.
He doesn't live in the UK anymore?
No, not anymore. No, that's why he said that she left bank account with him. So she can't receive any money, so he can withdraw it for him.
Okay. And how long ago did he leave the country?
Acum cât timp a plecat, mă? Când a plecat sâmbătă a plecat. Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Woody and Dan have no choice but to let the driver and passenger go on their way, but they're not letting the matter rest.
So we're going to seize the bank card and send it back to the bank, okay? You're much older than 16, aren't you?
Sergeant Moon doesn't believe the passenger's story either. He's convinced there is something far more sinister going on.
I think what would be sensible is to conduct a welfare check. We've got a Unit 3 that can do that.
So arranges for other Sentinel teams to check out the address the passenger gave for his so-called uncle to find out his true identity.
It's potentially a trafficked individual, potentially, or a migrant worker who is being exploited.
But when the Sentinels get to the house, what will they find inside? In Ipswich, Woody and Dan have stopped a car connected to modern-day slavery.
What's your father's name?
Modest English.
No, of course you don't, because you don't want to answer that question, do you?
Sergeant Moon has dispatched 2 other Sentinel units to an address linked to a bank card found on one of the men. With concerns for the owner of the card, they plan to carry out a welfare check. But if the occupants refuse to let them in, the Sentinels won't have lawful grounds for entry.
From which direction will you be approaching?
We just held up traffic lights.
Sophie and George rendezvous around the corner with Sam Chittock and Sam Maples. There is more intelligence that the address could be housing trafficked migrants.
Officers went to the address about 2 weeks ago, and as they went round the back, people were trying to get out through the back. And there was about 10 people in the address. It's in poor condition. Children are there. There's only one toilet and wash area. And there's a high turnaround of new faces regularly appearing at the address.
The Sentinels face a difficult situation. They know that if the people inside are the victims of trafficking, it's unlikely they'll comply with police through fear of reprisal from gang leaders.
I do feel sorry for these individuals, genuinely, because they are vulnerable and they are exploited.
Hello, please. Can you open the doors, please?
These are not bad people, these are not criminals, and it's really important for us as police to remember that they are victims.
With the knowledge occupants have previously taken a quick exit through the back door, Sophie isn't taking any chances.
Hello. You all right? How many people are in here?
You speak English.
Okay.
There were over 5,000 slavery offences recorded by the police in England and Wales at the end of 2019, an increase of 51% from the previous year.
1, 2, how many?
6.
6.
Inside there are currently 6 people, 2 of whom are children. The Sentinels start their investigations.
How long have you lived here? Who do you pay that money to?
They discover several mattresses in almost every room.
Hello?
It seems there are multiple occupants living here on a rotation basis.
Hello. Do you live here? Do you have your ID?
I don't speak English.
All of the residents appear to be from Romania.
You live here? Do you speak English? No, none?
So the Sentinels rely on a modern-day app for policing, voice-activated language translation.
Are you here of your own free will?
Ești aici din propria voință.
But upstairs, things are about to take a darker turn for Sam Maples and Sam Chittock.
I popped upstairs just to make sure that there were no other people there. A few of the rooms were locked, but honestly, in one room, there's a male in there on his own. Close the door. Matthew here. On speaking quite quietly, it established he seemed quite afraid and didn't really want to talk to me in earshot of anyone else.
Nu pot să mă stau aici, că mafia ia bani de pe mine, nu știu pentru cine.
What are their names? What are their names? Yours, Matthew.
I don't know.
He kept repeating about the mafia, so it's quite, obviously, the alarm bells are ringing a little bit.
The man appears to be afraid. But is it because of someone currently in the house?
Do you have any bank cards?
No. Bank card.
I think we're going to have to get a proper interpreter.
Up until this point, the Sentinels have relied on the translation app. But to help keep the man at ease, they get a human interpreter on the phone.
Ce nevoia banii? Aici, șefi, eu ce pot să
Sunt boss, I'm taking my money.
Dacă stau aici, pe urmă, mănânc bătaie. Asta este.
But so if I stay here, I will be beaten up. Or what can I do?
Why will you be beaten up for?
De ce credeți că vă bate?
Pentru că nu trebuia să tac din gros.
So they beat me because I was supposed to keep quiet about it.
E mafie mare, dacă comentezi ceva, îți iei și bătaie și militate.
So it's like a mafia, really. And if you comment anything, you're in serious trouble.
Okay, is he happy to come with us now to a station and talk to us further in a safe place?
Having established that the man is extremely vulnerable, the team now need to work out how to remove him to a place of safety.
We're obviously letting people know via the radio what was happening, and Sarge back at control was putting in kind of wheels in motion to get safeguarding and other units aware of what was going on.
Interpreter, are you there? Huh? Can you just let him know that we're going to take him to a safe location at the police station? We'll get an interpreter there and we will speak to him further, but he'll be safe.
Merg cu domnul, să ne mă, dar nu, doamnă, aici nu pot să mă stau. Iau. Ce te-am dus sau mor?
I'll go with you, go somewhere. If I stay here long enough, I will get some back into my throat. I will be killed.
Okay, that's fine. Tim, we'll keep him safe.
It's an important result for the Sentinels. Although there's not enough evidence to identify and arrest gang members, they may well have saved a life. But with so many people left behind and unwilling to talk, it does leave unanswered questions.
It's a difficult job. We can't say for certain that none of those other people in that house are not victims of modern-day slavery or human trafficking. But for whatever reasons, they just don't feel ready to come to us yet. Go around the side?
Sit on this side?
So to have someone tonight come to us and ask for help is a big step.
The man later chose not to give a statement on what happened to him in the house. But he now lives in secure, supported accommodation away from the gang. "45 miles east of Ipswich, the Lowestoft Sentinel team rule the road. The start of every shift, before their hunt for criminals begins, always allows an opportunity to discuss important matters of the day.
You know you have to have it in your butt now, don't you?
What, the flu jab?
Yeah. You do, seriously.
Danny.
You do.
We have a bit of a dark sense of humour, but that gets us through the shift.
You have to ask them when you get there. Just bend over, take your pants off, and I bet you they'll stick it in.
Danny, you're laughing, so I know you're laughing. That bit of downtime and a bit of a laugh with colleagues does help.
But as soon as they hit the road, everything focuses on targeting criminals, especially the war on drugs. The Lowestoft team often work alongside a specialist police unit.
They are a plainclothes drug team who might spend days, sometimes weeks, either doing a directed surveillance of an area or just out doing street work.
On patrol in Car 90 are PC Chris Smythe and Sergeant Lee Simons.
What's the registration and I'll get it broadcast?
requests from the plainclothes officers start coming into Sentinel control.
Our drugs team, our plainclothes team, have just seen a drug deal occur. So we're going to try and stop that vehicle and see who's in the car with a view to hopefully searching those people inside.
Following the cited drug deal, the suspects have since driven into a petrol station. Lee and Chris in the unmarked car face a race across town to catch it before it can make off.
Vehicle for a Volvo V50. Yeah, that's received. We're currently Waveney Drive.
PC's Mark Williams and Jess Collison, call sign 91, are nearer to the location and also join the hunt.
We're out of the nick, we're Artillery Way now, we're heading north.
The plainclothes officer has his eye on the suspect car at the filling station and is relaying information back to the Sentinels.
He said there were 2 males inside, but then made mention that there was possibly someone in the back seat, so potentially 3 others.
Time isn't on their side, as both units have to work through the busy Lowestoft traffic and hope the suspects don't get away from the lone officer.
Do you want to go into the service station first, block it off and we'll follow you in?
Yeah, we're just crossing the bridge.
Lee and Chris take the lead in the unmarked car. The suspects have no idea they're about to get jumped by 2 Sentinel units.
Okay, ready? Let's do this strong.
Can't see it, can't see it. There it is, there it is, there it is. They were unaware that police were anywhere near them, so it was get out, get hold of them, get them cuffed, get them searched.
Go.
Police, stay where you are. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Keep your hands out where I can see them. Do not make any movement. Keep your hands where I can see them.
The Sentinels are hunting a car believed to have been involved in a suspected drug deal.
Go.
Police, stay where you are. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Keep your hands out where I can see them. Do not make any movement. Keep your hands where I can see them.
We definitely caught them by surprise. They weren't expecting us to turn up.
Don't.
Keep it out.
Okay. We've seen you've been involved in a drug deal, okay? Have you got anything on you shouldn't have?
No.
Nothing at all.
The front seat passenger is the man believed to have been involved in the drug deal.
Right, you're detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have? Which pocket, sir? Okay. Exact, okay.
The results of his deal are quickly revealed.
Is that all you've got?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to take that out, okay, and put it on the roof. Okay, just with your phone.
9-0 control.
Go ahead.
As Hodsey carries out checks on the 2 men,
Thank you. Person check, TNT and local, please.
it seems the driver has form for receiving mysterious packages in the post.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to get a package sent to him which had cannabis in it and was intercepted at the delivery office in Lowestoft. That was April this year.
Yeah, that's received.
There's a couple of bits, but nothing mega. Yeah, we might be able to deal with this by way of a caution, okay?
He's taken off to the station for questioning about the deal he was involved in,
Just got your arm.
where he was later given a caution, leaving Mark to deal with the second suspect, who seems an unlikely getaway driver.
How old are you, young man?
62. Lovely young man.
Well, you never know these days. Okay. Do you use drugs yourself?
Now and again, I've had a bad back.
Do you use cannabis at all?
Oh, I do now and again. I think I had one last night. I did about 8 o'clock.
He doesn't have any cannabis on him, but has admitted to smoking it the previous evening and driving today. A risky thing to do when there are Sentinels about.
Currently, the driver, I was having a chat with him and he stated to me that he had some cannabis last night. So I'm just going through a cannabis drug wipe with him. So if you just roll your tongue around the inside of your mouth and then hold it out for me. Let's do 3 little swipes. 1, 2, 3.
How long's that stuff staying, do you think?
Depends how strong it is, how much you've had.
It's a nervous 8-minute wait for the driver.
If I was in a room where it's just quite often happens to me,
yeah.
I could be sharing a room with somebody and I can be smoking that stuff on half of the other.
Yeah.
Have I got to watch out for that?
My advice would be stay away from it, but it's not always that easy, is it?
The old threat.
If he has been drug driving, he will likely lose his licence and face a big fine.
It's the longest 8 minutes you'll ever have.
It's the driver's lucky day.
2 good clear lines on the control line and nothing on the test line, so it's a negative result.
Okay.
All right, so we're all good.
But the jury is out as to whether or not he has learnt his lesson.
Your keys on the roof. But just be mindful, obviously, smoking cannabis and driving. Yeah. If you're going to drive next day or next couple of days, just don't bother. People do get this misunderstanding that they can have a joint with cannabis in and then drive the following day. Simple rule is, don't smoke cannabis, don't drive if you smoke cannabis.
Back in Ipswich, it's early afternoon. At the Sentinel South HQ, Mufti is in the control room. With 17 years on the force, he's one of the most experienced members of the Sentinel team.
It's exciting in the control room. It's obviously different to being on the street. I do my job because I want to help the public. I want the public to feel protected. I want them to feel that they have a police service that is looking out for them.
Patrolling the streets of Ipswich are Sentinels Dan Newson and Sam Chittock in 8-2, who are having a pretty uneventful day.
What would you say is more quintessentially English? A red phone box or a red post box?
Oh. Good one.
Good, thanks.
I think post box.
Back at base, Mufti spots a suspicious blue Mercedes van with the potential to liven up their day.
Vehicles activated a camera in the town. May contain a male who is wanted for a fail to appear warrant. Motor vehicle offences, obstruct, resist a constable and speeding. Number of offences for which he's failed to attend court for. Hey, 2.
Failing to appear in court can carry a prison sentence of up to 12 months. And the owner of the vehicle is a persistent offender, well known to Dan and Sam.
It's yours if you get him.
No, it's yours.
He's your man.
It's yours. I couldn't possibly. I get too much grief.
Not for me.
Ciao, mate. Lovely. Lovely.
The Sentinels hunt best in packs, so George and Sam Maples in car 8-4 are called to help track down and corner the Mercedes van.
8-4, if you cover Ramley into Yarmouth Road, Chevalier Street, we will cover all the way in from St Matthews.
8-4. Chevalier Street seems clear. Do you want us to go straight Sam, Valley Road?
Commit Valley Road.
Received. Now on Valley Road.
Just for info, warning May failed to stop.
The Sentinels close in, and just 3 minutes after number plate recognition cameras first spotted the van...
Yeah, is that him?
Could well be, yeah. Could well be, yeah.
Dan and Sam have their man, with a little bit of help from the afternoon traffic.
Guys, pull over a little bit for us and we'll chat to you there, get you out of traffic a little bit.
Hold on a minute.
Nice.
What's this over?
Just checking the vehicle out.
What have I done?
Nothing at the moment.
Right, then what's this about?
We're just checking the vehicle in section 160 of the road traffic.
I don't wish to contract with you.
Straight away, he didn't want to contract with me. What's your name, sir?
I don't wish to contract with you.
I don't wish to contract with you. I've never heard anyone say it before.
Okay, well...
I don't wish to contract
I'll take that
with
out then for now. I have absolutely no idea what that means.
I'll take that out then for now, because...
I want to make sure that this car's insured. What's your name?
Of course it's insured. I want
give me your name then.
business. No, I don't wish to contract with you.
Contract or no contract, Sam Chittock gets straight to the point.
There's currently a failed to appear warrant outstanding for you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm arresting you, failing to appear at court, okay? You don't have to say anything. But it may harm the defence if you don't mention when questioned something which allow in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
An arrest has been made, but before they can get going, Dan and Sam catch a whiff of something else.
Does smell quite strongly of cannabis in here.
I don't wish to contract with you. You always say that.
Because that smell in here is quite strong from in the vehicle, I'm also going to detain you on Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act for a search, OK?
Despite being arrested for failing to appear in court for a number of offences, the driver still doesn't seem to grasp the concept of law and order.
Under the constitutional rights of this country, what right have you got to be stopping me?
There's a warrant out for your arrest, sir.
For what?
For failing to appear at court.
There is no legitimate court in this country. Okay. There is no legitimate court in this country.
That's something you can talk about the court then, isn't it? All right?
Well, I don't wish to contract with you.
What about the car for me?
No problem.
You don't have to contact with me at all.
No problem.
He is of the opinion that the only law there is common law, but I think the courts would probably disagree with that. What we'll do is...
Because of the strong stench of cannabis coming from the van, the situation has changed from simply getting the driver to custody. The vehicle will need to be searched from top to bottom.
It is all coming to light. Will you do some research?
In the control room, Mufti is digging up the Sentinel's intelligence on the man in the van.
He's a full licence holder with no points. Yeah, previous for cannabis cultivation by the looks of it.
OK, fine.
Should we get the chap onto the pavement and then I'll pat him down?
Yeah.
Both 8-3 and 8-4 have arrived to help with the investigation.
He's been detained, so yeah, the vehicle is being searched under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Thanks, Sophie.
Whilst Dan searches the driver for any dangerous items.
Have you got anything on you shouldn't have?
No.
No sharp object?
No.
This renegade legal warrior's pockets may be empty, but he's still refusing to recognise the Sentinel's legal authority.
I'm in the middle of my day of work.
Fair enough, but the court have issued a warrant for your arrest, so we've got to act on behalf of them.
There is no law in this country. There's common law. That is it, common law.
Dan's pat-down search has come up empty, but the same can't be said of the van.
So just in the glove box here, we've located a small black container. It's got a small amount of cannabis in it, which is a remnants of what the gentleman's been using.
How much cannabis are we looking at?
Very, very small amount, mate. Just remnants, mainly.
It may be a small amount, but being in possession of a Class B drug is still illegal.
I'm further arresting you on suspicion of possession of cannabis, OK? Right, take a seat for us.
But this seems of little relevance to someone who considers themselves above the law.
You can hold on to that seatbelt.
We've been back and two with the courts over this so-called driving offence, right? When there is no such thing as a driving offence.
Sentinels are elite officers with years of specialised training under their belts. But that doesn't stop the man from educating them on the law.
Unabated. What you're doing when you're pulling people over is no more than Dick Turpin was doing, pulling people over and robbing their cash.
I've been called a lot worse things than Dick Turpin. I find it quite entertaining. He had his conspiracy theories. I was quite happy to listen to him.
Well, England is just falling apart at the seams.
It's certainly sometimes more interesting than sitting in silence.
We have been lied to, and lied to about everything.
So don't suppose you believe in speed limits?
Can
I put my foot down to get you?
No, I believe in everybody taking responsibility for their own actions.
The Sentinels will be hoping this judicial rebel finally takes responsibility for his.
You haven't got the right to tell another man what he can and can't do when he's causing no harm or no loss to anybody else.
Another afternoon shift in Ipswich.
So far. I'll be back with you.
Dan and Sam are paired together again, but before they can tackle Suffolk's most wanted, they've got to tackle lunch.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Vicar.
Sorry, Dan.
If you want a double of mine, a triple of mine, you can have it.
I'm not, no, because you only got one double yesterday.
Everything.
And in a brief moment of downtime, Dan decides to put Sam's general knowledge to the test.
Here's a American state quiz question for you. What two states start and finish in the same 3 letters? Idaho and Florida.
Thankfully for Sam, the lunch break is soon over.
Clear left.
And their afternoon is about to get a lot more interesting when they get behind a car that has just passed them several times in a matter of minutes.
What sort of route is this?
They decide to follow him.
This one coming.
And then give the stray driver a pull.
Getting back. 82 from White House. I'm just going to take details from you again. This takes. I didn't have anything to hand. Hello. You're doing an incredibly strange route. Do you have your driving licence on you, please?
On control is Mufti, who's made aware of call sign 82's intuitive stop.
82 in the queue. Receive. Sam Chiswick, go ahead. Thank you. Stationary attendant vehicle check, please, on Burrell Road.
Are you delivering?
Yeah, delivering.
What address are you delivering that to?
It turns out the erratic driving is simply down to a lost takeaway delivery driver.
Yeah, where are you taking it to?
All the same, Mufti digs into the driver's details.
A non-licence holder, 6 points on a ghost licence.
Now, a late delivery is the least of this driver's worries.
You've got 6 points for no insurance from July, driving without insurance. We're going to be seizing this car.
Whilst Dan and Sam wait for the uninsured driver's car to be seized, a passing white van triggers their built-in number plate recognition camera.
Attention.
Sam immediately radios Mufti on control for more intel on the vehicle.
Citroen van, she's gone past us Burrell Road towards what I believe will be Stoke Bridge, then towards Novotel. Male in vehicle engaged in drug deals in Ipswich.
Dan and Sam decide to hold tight while they are to finish seizing the uninsured driver's car. Their loss is Sophie and Woody's gain,
Yeah, we're Greenway Street at the moment.
who immediately give chase to the van. With Sam Maples and George Harvey in 8-4 hot on their heels.
This is the one. This is the one.
Both vehicles are a few roads away from the suspicious white van.
Oh, we just need to catch up with it.
But the turbocharged Sentinel BMWs can reach speeds of over 155 miles per hour. And with the roads clear of the rush hour traffic,
Yeah, received. We're just at the roundabout. Oh, you're in our sights.
catching a Citroen Kangoo is child's play.
Vehicle straight on Burrell Road. We'll go for a stop now.
As Sophie and Woody in 8-3 pull over the van, 8-4 arrive in front of them to block in the driver. An expert move.
Fantastic stop.
Even if they do say so themselves.
Hello, how are you? All right. You?
A van with strong links to drug dealing means that the Sentinels consider the driver to be potentially dangerous.
Oh, yeah. No worries. We'll just grab some details from you if it's all right.
Because of the driver's previous brushes with the law, he is taken to a nearby police station for a strip search.
Slowly, please.
Where is it?
Checks on the passenger
No intel on her.
reveal a clean sheet. Nothing untoward so far. But when Sophie searches the vehicle, she makes a sinister discovery.
I definitely want to see about a wipe. There is the top of a crack pipe and spent wraps, so we might want to just look at that. There's a spoon up here as well, Woody, so there's obvious use. There's clear evidence of drug use within the vehicle. There is part of a crack pipe in there. There's spent wraps, a spoon, lighters. He's just been taken to the local police station for a strip search, so we're just going to await the outcome of that search.
Chilly out here.
Pleading guilty to personal use of Class A drugs can result in a formal caution or a large fine.
Oh, Soph, I'm freezing. I'm really cold.
But it's an underwhelming result for the Sentinels, who are looking for evidence of dealing.
I think we've got it on the wrong day. But
there's nothing much in the car, is there?
we've got him on the wrong day, haven't we? We've got him when he's running around his missus.
Ugh, sucks. Sometimes you haven't got what you want, what the intel gives you the picture for. We know what he's doing. We know why he's driving the van about a lot of the time. He is involved in criminality, and we want him off the road. We'll get you somehow.
The driver's strip search at the station is clean, so he's returned to his van at the roadside. If the Sentinels can't get anything on him, he'll drive away scot-free. But Sophie and Woody have one final card left to play.
Control, are we happy to go with the drug wipe?
Yeah, drug wipe has been authorised.
All right, let's do it. Let's go with it. If you just pop yourself out and come and stand on the path for us. There's evidence of possible drug use in the vehicle. We're going to require you to provide a roadside saliva test for drugs. You just stick your tongue out for me. Thank you.
It's now a waiting game for the results of the drug wipe. So far, the driver is being pretty compliant. Maybe this won't be the Sentinel's day after all. But a casual admission suggests otherwise.
But you smoked cannabis a couple of days ago, is that right?
Last night.
Last night.
Okay. Worried because it's strong.
You got some good stuff.
Yeah. There's loads of wrappers in that in the van, I know that. I just haven't cleaned my van out, do you know what I mean?
Was you previously using crack?
Yeah, crack and heroin, yeah.
Eventually, the wipe begins to show a result, but it's not quite clear enough to make a decision.
Is that coming up or not? Is that coming up on the line? Or is that just me seeing things? When you do a roadside drug test, it's very similar to a pregnancy test, yeah. It literally, you get one line to tell you it's working, and you get another line to tell you that that person's got something in their system.
After a tense 20-minute wait, the results are finally in. And something doesn't quite add up.
You say you don't use cocaine?
It's cocaine, yeah.
It's come back as positive for cocaine.
I haven't took no cocaine, so just take it to the police station and do a blood test.
Okay, all right. It has come back as positive for cocaine, so for that reason I'm going to arrest you for driving whilst over the prescribed limit.
After being compliant for so long, the driver has reached the limit of his patience.
Do I get interviewed over this as well? Because you've been fiddling about with that test a lot, haven't you?
This is an indication. This isn't evidential in any way. So I can't put I can't put anything in your blood, can I?
No, you've squeezed that. That was all right a minute ago, and then you've just squeezed something from you. It's come up positive for cocaine, which I don't even take.
He's accused me of tampering with it. I can't put stuff in his blood, so I don't really know where he was going with it.
He was just sitting in there a minute ago pumping something. You've done it once, and then you opened it up again and pumped it again.
Pumped what?
Don't know, you've done something with it. Let me just tell my missus that I'm going.
Okay.
I've got to go to the police station. I'm going to be about an hour.
Going to the police station, I'm going to be about an hour.
All right.
The long, hard goodbye now over.
Hello, it's PC Wood from Sentinel. Just got one en route to yourselves for drug drive.
The driver will next get to see his girlfriend after his blood has been tested for drugs back at the station.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
At the time of filming, the man was released while awaiting the results of his blood test, and the investigation was still ongoing. Lunchtime in Ipswich. Sentinels John Wood and George Harvey are on a patrol that is about to become anything but routine. Sergeant Moon on control receives intelligence about possible drug dealing.
That Ash is now 4 up. IC1 female driving the vehicle, dark hair.
A1 received.
Yeah, that's a turquoise Astra.
Sophie Mitchell and Sam Maples in 8-1 also join the hunt.
The drugs in.
So we're going to try and stop that vehicle just to see who's in there and what have they got and see if there is enough for a search there.
The guys are now looking for a vehicle probably occupied by somebody that we've had dealings with before. It's likely that this vehicle may be involved in drug dealing, and the guys are just making their way to see if they can find it now.
The car we're looking for really does stick out. Me and Sam stopped it last week.
Let's go and find them.
Yeah.
Even though the officers know the driver and the car they're after, they don't yet know exactly where it is. Woody and George are on the outskirts of town, while Sophie and Sam are closer to the centre.
We've got one car heading to it from the centre of town. We're going to come round town, cut in through the bypass and see if we can intercept it.
Then the suspect car pings an ANPR camera close to where it was first spotted.
It's potentially moving again.
Hey, 1-6.
So the vehicle's been sighted again. We've been given a more accurate location. We're just going to head there, take up positions so that we can prevent it from exiting the area. So straight over again, mate. Your next left will be Woodbridge Road, so you might want to kill the lights. Just kill it all for silent approach.
Both cars are now close to the suspect Astra.
It might be worth coming off Blues.
So they kill the sirens so as not to alert the driver to their presence. Now it's down to team tactics and eagle eyes.
There it is.
And it's Woody and George who spot it first.
8-2. Vehicle has just gone past us. Stand by for road name. Currently on Caldwell Hall Road. Vehicle appeared to be 3 up.
Yeah, received. We might be coming towards it.
Just keep obs on it.
Sophie and Sam are close by. The team won't make the stop on the Astra until both Sentinel cars are in place.
If we've got more than one unit, we're going to put one in front, one behind. We're going to make it a lot more difficult to people to escape. If they've got a vehicle in front of them and a vehicle behind them, their mindset isn't going to be one that they're going to get away particularly easily.
Because they don't know which direction the Astra's heading, it's vital the two Sentinel units maintain close radio contact.
We are now directly behind that vehicle. Still on Caldwell Hall Road.
What direction are you travelling?
In the direction of Derby Road.
Yeah, we'll try and pick up. You'll be going to come past us shortly.
All received. As we came past the vehicle, it appeared to have at least 3, potentially 4 occupants.
We're set up at the tile and flooring place just before the little bridge.
We are now caught at the traffic lights of Caldwell Hall Road with Foxhall Road.
Yeah, received. We should see you shortly.
Sophie and Sam are waiting in a car park just up the road. And once the lights turn green,
Gonna go straight over.
All received.
It's time to strike. Sophie waits for the Astra and the other cop car to come past before joining the pursuit. But despite the blue lights and sirens, the driver of the Astra seems unaware she's the target, waving the police car through before pulling over with a Sentinel either side of her. Woody's got the driver, a woman he's dealt with in the past.
Okay. You want to follow me to his nursery?
No, you're going to take...
Detain for what?
A drug search.
Yes, but my son's in nursery. Can you let me phone the nursery?
Not at the moment.
My son is in nursery, bro. What are you doing?
I'll explain to you what we're doing.
Give me my phone. Let me phone my mum.
No, it's not going to happen.
My son is 19 months.
Let me just explain, all right? You're being detained for a drug search at the moment on PC 1986.
There are 2 other passengers in the woman's car.
Language. You're in a place, right? If you carry on swearing, you get arrested for a public order offence, right? No, I'm telling you now, that's your first warning, all right?
Don't get in my face.
Carry on swearing, you'll get arrested for a public order offence.
Hello, don't get me in my face. Don't get in my face.
You've been detained for a Section 23 misuse.
On what grounds? On what grounds have
On
you
the
got
grounds
to do
that
that?
there's information that you are supplying drugs in the area.
Are you taking the...
8-1 to control.
Control, go ahead.
We've got 3 detained here. The other 2 seem okay at the moment.
I think there's a real lack of respect for police in society these day and age. Wind back 50 years ago when police officers were maybe a little bit more harsh and physical and people knew not to mess with their local bobby on the beat, you know, with the truncheon and that, but it just doesn't happen these days. I mean, I think the respect for us wearing a uniform is totally gone.
The two passengers in the car, one male, one female, aren't known to the team. They're both calmer than the driver.
Do you have anything on you? Do you have any drugs on you? No. No cannabis or anything? No. Okay.
Sergeant Moon decides to run the female passenger's details through the police national computer.
Last arrested in November 19 for theft in dwelling. She's got 21 linked investigations, none of which are outstanding.
Do you smoke cannabis still?
No.
How much cash you got on you?
200, I think.
200?
Yeah.
The male passengers also denied any wrongdoing.
When I search you, am I going to find anything?
No, you're not, no.
What sorts of things were you known to police for?
Just, it's like theft of a bike, and I did get caught with a bit of cannabis, like back in the day.
Do you still use drugs?
That was when I was young, like, no, not really, no.
How old are you?
I was 14 at the time.
So you're 18 now?
Yeah. Sorted my life out now.
He has previously been arrested in 2016 for Peewits, Class B. 11 linked investigations, none outstanding as a suspect. God, he looks young.
Although everyone is known to police, the driver is denying any association with drugs.
You know me, I don't smoke, I don't do that.
But the smell coming from the car tells a different story.
Who's the cannabis user then? It absolutely stinks in there.
I'm not a cannabis user.
Your car stinks of cannabis.
What does cannabis smell like?
I can't think how you describe it.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. I mean, the smell of cannabis is so distinctive.
I don't know how I describe the smell. It's a hard one to describe, actually.
There was no way there was not going to be any trace of cannabis within that car or on them persons. It was just far too strong.
You wouldn't know? Do you not know? No, I'm sure.
It stinks in your car.
Maybe it's your car.
Smelling of cannabis?
I can't smell anything.
No, I'm sure you can't. We'll go to a car and it will stink of cannabis and they'll say, oh no, we haven't smoked it, or no one in this car smokes it. And to have that fresh smell of cannabis, it's not going to stick to material like that. It's clearly been used recently inside the vehicle.
With no one admitting to smoking or possessing cannabis.
I'll get started on the car.
George turns detective. Having been able to call her son's nursery,
I've been pulled over by the police and I need to check my licence.
the driver recognises Woody and is now in a better mood.
He cuffed me before they pulled my hand out the cuffs. Remember? I wish I had small enough hands to do that. No, he just didn't do his job properly, did you?
Keep your hands down, stop
I'm a
moving.
changed person. When you guys realise that, yeah, you can spend your time doing something that's actually useful and like actually catching drug dealers.
Give us a name, we'll go and catch them.
I'm not a snitch, mate.
We do have our regular customers. And there's people that will stop over and over again. Obviously for us, we work on intelligence. If that intelligence continues to come in, then we will continually stop the same people, search the same people. It ends up being a bit of banter between us sometimes.
But today the driver has told the truth. The officers haven't found any drugs in the car, but given the intel and the time it took to stop the vehicle, this isn't the end of proceedings.
I think they've had plenty of time to conceal some if need be. So when they've seen us, they've
been behind us a long. We've been
behind for a while.
Yeah, we'll take them all in. We just need another female officer to assist Sophie.
Control for mate 2. Are you happy for us to take them in for a strip search?
Now to break the news to the 3 suspects.
Due to the smell in the car, the previous intel, we are going to take you for strip searches. All right?
So what's your reason for the strip search, considering you found nothing at all?
Due to the strong smell of cannabis, the fact that you've had time from the time that you've seen us at the roundabout. We know you've seen us at the roundabout because you waved pretty much. And by the time that you've got down to here, you've had plenty of time to secrete anything. Due to the smell, there's a possibility that you may have done that. Okay, we suspect that might be the case, and as such, we're going to take you for a strip search.
Despite what lies ahead, the 2 women seem more worried about their personal hygiene than the thought of any drugs being found.
That's horrible. I haven't had a shower today. I told you, I said as soon as we leave the house, we're going to go in for a dirty no shower strip search today, and look what's happening.
After being arrested, nothing was found on the driver or the male passenger. But the female passenger isn't going anywhere.
After removing her from the police car, she's tried to conceal a small amount of cannabis, personal use cannabis, in the car. She's then been brought in for her strip search. That's been negative, so she's now being interviewed here now in relation to that offence.
She tried to hide cannabis in the police car that brought her in. Unsurprisingly, the officers spotted it, and she received a warning for possession. "45 miles away from Ipswich, another Sentinel team roams the roads, actively targeting serious criminals. For PC's Chris Smye and Danny Morse, tonight business may be slow, but at least they have the opening of a new burger restaurant to look forward to.
26th, Danny. It's opening on the 26th. Come on, get excited. You know you want the bacon double.
No.
Whopper.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with their burgers. I've had...
What?
But all thoughts of fast food are soon forgotten when a suspicious-looking vehicle makes an appearance in front of them.
He looks dodgy.
It's a little bit dodgy, doesn't he?
An oncoming driver looks scared of the police. A red flag to the Sentinels.
For me, it's how people look at the marked vehicles, it's how people look at officers in uniform. A lot of the stops I've had are literally because somebody is just paying a massive amount of attention to the vehicle or the officers. If it doesn't look right, the chances are it isn't right. Where was he gone? There he is, he's parked up.
The vehicle has pulled up outside a late-night takeaway joint. They radio the car into Hodsey on control.
Go ahead.
Should come back as a Fiat Punto.
Yes, in grey.
Is it your car?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a licence on you? What sort of licence is it? Is it a UK licence or?
I have the national.
It's a UK driving licence, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My country driving license.
Sorry?
My country driving license.
Which country is that?
Iraq.
Iraq, okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been driving in England?
Should be 3, 4 months.
Months?
Yeah.
So what ID have you got on? You got a ID card on you?
No, all lost in home.
You got a bank card at all?
All
something with your name on?
The Sentinels need to carry out basic checks on the man, but with no ID and a language barrier, it's going to be tricky.
So what month did you arrive in England? Which month?
May.
May, okay.
22 May over the open insurance.
May what, sorry?
22 of May, open insurance and...
open?
Insurance.
Insurance, sorry.
Insurance.
Yeah, you started the insurance for the car.
Yeah.
Is that when you arrived?
Yeah.
Communication can be a problem. Now Sentinel Officer Mark Williams has joined them.
So how did you get into England? Not plane?
By car and rail.
Car and rail?
Walk, you know.
Walk?
The man has told them his name and date of birth.
And you're waiting, yeah?
What his immigration status is?
What is your immigration status?
Sheffield.
No, your immigration status, do you know, are you classed as an asylum seeker?
Yeah.
Or something else?
No.
Asylum seeker.
He says he's an asylum seeker.
Yeah.
He's saying he went back to Iraq last year and then came back here again, so I'm slightly confused.
Sensing a hole in the man's story, Chris gets onto Border Force.
I think people, no matter where you're from, no matter what language you speak, your body betrays you. I think the percentage is like 60% is non-verbals, be it shifting around, doing things with your hands, looking places. So even though they might not speak English, their non-verbals give them away. Have you got any identification on you? ID card, passport?
No have. I'm waiting for me.
So how did you get into the country with no ID?
I don't know, I'm waiting for Home Office.
So just take a seat on that chair for me, please.
Does Border Force have anything on this man and his asylum claim? As Chris waits on the phone, Danny checks the driver's insurance documents and makes a startling discovery.
That's been sent.
Ah, that's a different date of birth. He's got a date of birth. There we go.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the correct date of birth.
He said his birthday was in October, but his insurance document has a different date. And the new date reveals more than he wanted the Sentinels to know.
So the new date of birth is... Yeah, that's him.
That's it, right?
They've stopped a guy and things aren't quite adding up. He gave a false date of birth. So now got his real date of birth. Gone to immigration and they're interested in, but he's got a claim in for asylum, and everything just doesn't sit right.
Knowing police have now positively identified him, the man makes a confession.
Okay, he's saying they deported him from Germany back to here.
The deport.
Deport?
To Germany.
They went to Germany.
Germany deported me for here.
Okay, Germany deported him, he's now saying. Germany deported him back here.
It's not looking good for the Iraqi man.
What do they say in
Immigration are not happy because it would appear that has been giving us the runaround a little bit by providing your date of birth wrong. Okay?
Is that wrong?
You gave my colleague the date of birth.
I don't know.
Which is quite different to the one on the letter.
You do? You do. So stop using that as an excuse. Sir, let me finish. Because you have tried to go to Germany, and Germany have gone, no. You need to go back to the UK.
Because you need to... Let me finish, okay? Because immigration have told me from their systems
that you were deported from Germany because you were meant to claim asylum here.
Earlier, he told Danny he had no money at all, so the Sentinels are curious.
Why have you pulled in here?
I'm gonna buy pizza,
But you've got no money.
I have money. Why are you talking?
Where's your money? Have you got money?
You've just said you've got money, so where's your money?
No, I have money now.
So how are you going to buy a pizza? You need to start being honest.
I can't explain for you.
Right, do you have any money?
No.
It's a yes or no. Do you have any money?
Any money.
No money. Okay, right, let me finish. Do you have any friends in that kebab shop?
I have £10. Listen, I have a £10. I buy...
Okay. Okay.
There are just too many holes in this man's story.
Okay, we're going to search you. Yep.
He said he has nothing on him.
I have no wallet, I have no ID.
What's that then?
Why have you lied to us?
Is that my driving license?
Don't start saying to me now, oh, what's this?
That's not the only surprise.
How many pizzas did you want?
Oh dear.
2 rolls of banknotes. Now the Sentinels need to find out how the suspect came by such a stash of cash when asylum seekers are not permitted to work.
Okay, sir, at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of laundering money. The necessity for the arrest is to prevent your disappearance, okay, and to allow searches to be conducted and for you to be interviewed.
The man later admitted to working at a shop belonging to a friend. And after searching his home, the Sentinels found a large amount of counterfeit cigarettes. They were seized and he was released. At the time of filming, he remains under investigation. As the sun rises over Lowestoft, the Sentinel East team have deployed to fight criminals using the roads. Regan Bradshaw and Mark Williams are in car 92.
Attention.
When their onboard ANPR camera pings a suspect car.
Is to squad drive. 9-2 to control. Just had a moonshot marker. What's with this one? Box of course, a silver.
Moonshot is an operation organised by Norfolk Police. This vehicle of interest has strayed into Suffolk, and the Sentinels want some of the action. Mark gets his foot down, and they soon have the target vehicle in their sights.
Yeah, we've got the vehicle. It's currently going all the way around the roundabout. Going back towards Yarmouth Road.
The Corsa spots the Sentinels lurking on its tail and adopts classic anti-surveillance tactics.
Oh, I think we possibly could have her trying to avoid us here, going round and round the roundabout.
Round and round the roundabout they go, until the driver realises the game is up.
Yeah, it looks like the female driver. Just going round and round.
Stay in the car! Stay in the car!
A few miles away, Danny and Chris in 9-3 are also responding to the call.
They've caught up with the vehicle, which was going in the other direction, and they've got the vehicle stopped now.
Control.
Go ahead.
Regan calls through to control to see if the female driver is disqualified.
A full substantive licence with no points.
It looks like Danny and Chris might be overkill, as the driver has a licence after all.
What do you need? Okay, so nothing's been done yet. They've just been staying.
But then Hodsey on control turns their attention to the passenger.
Who have you got as a passenger?
What's your surname, sir?
Yeah, there's intel on him that he's linked to supply of drugs.
Have you taken anything?
No.
No.
Okay.
A meat and potatoes disqualified driver stop has suddenly revealed more interesting fare.
The occupants of the vehicle have been detained for a drug search under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. While colleagues are searching them, we're going to actually search the vehicle.
It doesn't take long for the Sentinels to start digging up further evidence.
Can you let Regan know she's got empty cannabis bags in her handbag? Just one. If we find an empty drug bag, we sit there and go, well, hang on a minute. Where are the drugs? Is there anything more that we're missing? I'm just thinking, drug drive.
Sergeant Lee Simons in 9-0 pulls up to monitor a routine stop that's just become more interesting.
Hey guys, just for info, that vehicle came into Lowestoft, hit the southbound camera at 13:20 and then went out at 13:53, if that's any help for you.
That's what I say, thank you.
Officers question the driver about her journey, and she's told them she and the passenger have just been to a gastropub.
9-0 from 90.
Good.
Yeah, they've been to the lighthouse for breakfast. That's why they're in Lowestoft.
24 years of experience tell the Sarge that something doesn't add up.
Hodsey, what's the timings on that? In and out?
Half an hour, 13:20 and then 13:53. Breakfast at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. 9-2, that's a load of you can't even get in, get parked, get served at the lighthouse and eat and leave in that time.
It's a great little place, great cafe, been there loads of times, know it quite well, but there's no way that within that short space of time of getting seated, getting food and getting out, it just doesn't work, so they'd lie to us.
The officers on the ground start drilling into the couple's story.
So you haven't got a receipt?
No.
How much did you pay for breakfast?
That was £14. What was it, £14 what? She left her bank card. I had to pay for it.
Okay.
Got the change in my pocket to got council money.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently, Sarge, they were £14.80 on a couple of breakfast.
So in half an hour they've got there parked, got served and eaten and left.
A dodgy story and an empty bag of drugs. What exactly were this couple up to in the disputed half hour? It's time to do a drug test.
Stand out for us, please. Out wide. Open mouth up.
The Sentinels have stopped a couple on their way back out of Lowestoft. They say they've been having breakfast, but the timings don't add up. And a search of the car revealed an empty cannabis bag. Officers suspect they may have been dealing.
Stand out for us, please. Out wide. Open mouth up.
So, first things first, a roadside drug test for the driver. It will take just 8 minutes for the wipe to detect the presence of cannabis or cocaine. If it comes back positive, she'll have to do a blood test at the station, and it could lead to a loss of licence and a huge fine.
1419, you're being arrested on suspicion of driving a motor vehicle next to unspecified drugs, okay?
Do you not say anything a bit, mate? Your main question, something later on in court.
Anything you do say, maybe give them a Come on, tested positive for cannabis.
Right, okay.
Okay?
Actually,
So, what will happen, we'll take it to the police station.
right.
Go for some paperwork, and then you'll give a blood sample
How am I going
to a laboratory.
How long will we be there for?
I don't know, but we'll get you dealt.
So,
All right.
And it's bad news for the passenger too.
Obviously, you heard about the information why we stopped you and searched you. Further to that, I've found a little bag with trace amount right by the front passenger seat, almost stuffed down in between the centre console and front passenger seat, okay? Yeah, but there's trace amount of cannabis. It's not something we'd deal with before, but because of that, we are going to do a proper search, a strip search, back of the station to make...
Yeah, so make sure you haven't...
hidden it on you, okay?
You can see my as much as you want, mate.
Okay.
We don't want to, trust me, but we need to make sure that you haven't got anything.
I'm going to do it anyway, just get it over with, mate.
It turns out that this isn't the man's first brush with the law.
What did you go to jail for, if you don't mind me asking?
Firearms, dangerous driving.
Really?
Good.
Firearms?
Yeah.
Seriously, what sort of firearms, if you don't mind me asking?
Tasers.
Okay. Yeah, well, hopefully not these ones. Because if you had this one, I'd be like, where the hell did you get this from? This was mine.
Yeah, them couple ones like that.
All right.
Pods in the front of it.
How did you get hold of them?
I'll tell you that, mate.
Okay.
Whilst they talk taser, the Corsa is left at the roadside and the driver is on her way to the nick.
She's on her way to custody now, where we'll take some bloods and send them off for forensic analysis.
The team know exactly why they need to stop anyone driving under the influence.
It's dangerous, obviously, and if she does provide a sample and that proves over, obviously we've prevented her driving any further, potentially causing an accident, harm to herself or anybody else.
The driver will have to wait months for the result of her blood test. The passenger was strip searched. Nothing was found, but it proved to be a costly brunch for them both. Ipswich, mid-afternoon. In car 82, Sentinel officers John Wood and Sam Chittock are feeling the effects of an early start. An Audi A3 has just triggered their ANPR.
We just had an activation, we're just trying to turn for it. Go right to Station Street.
Eager to avoid them, the Audi's taken off at breakneck speed.
Yeah, it looks like it's moving pretty quickly. It's gone right onto Workers Road towards Oxford Street.
Down from Lowestoft for the shift, Hodsey is running Ipswich control.
Just pinged you again, hasn't it?
As the Audi races through the streets, Sophie Mitchell and Dan Newson in car 81 join the chase.
Just index, make, model, colour when you got a second, please.
An Audi A3 in black.
Just been made aware of an activation on a black Audi A3 that we're looking for. Potentially involved in drug supply within the Ipswich area.
The Audi is now dodging them through a maze of terraced streets.
Kenyon Centre, lost probably Kenyon Street. That's it. I can't get out, mate. Clear it off, stay there, hang on to it now.
Got stop, and seen it as them pulled up.
Hodsey pulls up the suspect driver's record.
Got warning signals for violent, mental health ailment and drugs. Got a protection from harassment warning from 2011. Last dealt with in 2014 for possession of cannabis and driving whilst disqual.
Given the driver's rap sheet, Sophie and Dan are urgently required as backup.
8-1, do you get that? Heading towards them.
Yes, we're here on work.
When you're told about these particular warning markers, you're just a little bit more heightened and alert to actually, okay, the slightest thing or change here could, determine how they react to us.
8-2 control.
Go ahead.
Got drive details. He's sending passes and driving test.
Yeah, he's got a provisional licence, no points. Provisional licence holder only.
Sophie and Dan have now caught up. The driver has confessed to only having a provisional licence, which means he can't drive alone. but he doesn't seem to understand that.
We're going to search the car, and then we're going to deal with you. You may well be arrested. What for? You're driving a car without a licence, aren't you?
If you're insured, I'm insured.
Well, that doesn't mean you can
No,
drive.
no, I'm not banned.
Well,
You're going on supervising, have you?
So whose is the car?
My missus is.
She giving you permission to drive it?
I'm insured to drive it, sir.
Okay, that's not answering my question.
Yeah, well, I'm insured to drive it. If I'm insured to drive it, I can drive it.
Well,
the person
not exactly how it works.
The person who was at the passenger is gone.
On that occasion, well, I've got insurance though, so what's the big issue? Well, the fact that you haven't got a licence is probably the bigger issue than the fact that you haven't not insured.
With such an extensive criminal history, driving without a licence means the team have to search the car.
Right, do you have anything on you?
No.
This shop?
I've just come back from the beer place.
Well, you've seen us and then started driving like an idiot, haven't you?
No.
A hammer in the car.
Hammering?
Yeah.
It's a 1.4. How the fuck can I hammer that? Fill that.
It's only 30 mile an hour road, so it'll go quicker than that, won't it?
Look. I ain't hammered anything, sir.
Hammered it or not, he can't drive alone on a provisional.
You check behind these seats, yeah?
I'm
of the same mindset as you.
With nothing found in the car, the suspect will now be taken for a strip search.
Especially the way he's fidgeting out.
John, do you take me for a strip search?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on then.
Well, we're in our own time.
So why don't we just do it here now?
We're not going to strip search you in the street. Thank you, Sophie.
The car will be seized, but the man still doesn't see the problem with only having a provisional licence.
Let's go there, strip search and back, yeah?
Well, we've got to deal with the offences that we've got, haven't we?
What offences?
You haven't got a licence.
He's likely to receive points on his licence and a fine. He only does get his licence. Those 6 points that are already on there will just make him disqualified straight away.
The car is off to the impound. With no drugs found on the driver, the Sentinels give him a lift home. But it looks like it's going to be a long time before he gets back on the road.
I went for my theory today, I failed it. It's the West's down my life.
I didn't feel sorry for him. The fact that he failed his theory test that morning and continued to drive without anybody supervising in the afternoon. He's then tried to get away from us. He's clearly not somebody that should be driving on the roads.
But almost missing the Audi is the big talking point for Woody and Sam.
He's there! You're looking at him. I'm judging for people coming out of cat like, it's there! You just stopped. I'm like, I can't get out! You fucked around that close.
11's is over. Sergeant Moon takes up his place on control.
8-4 control.
8-4, go ahead.
For the next 10 hours, he's monitoring ANPR activations of suspected criminal cars, while his team of elite drivers patrols the Ipswich roads. It isn't long before the Sarge gets a hit.
We've got an activation.
Silver Mercedes Vito van.
8-2, got that.
The Sentinels believe the van is linked to County Line's drug dealing, and it's heading towards Dan and Sophie in car 82 along the A12 towards London.
Just been made aware of a silver Mercedes Vito van that's potentially involved in drug supply. So we're just going to make ground to try and intercept that vehicle now.
The vehicle is making a beeline for Essex. 82 need to get there before it slips out of their area. Drivers on the Sentinel team are trained to make up time in a hurry and have turbocharged cars with which to do it.
I think maybe we're here before or after. It's there, maybe.
They've spotted the van, and just in time.
8-2, got that vehicle. It's committed A12 southbound towards Colchester. Appears to have at least one other occupant aside from the driver.
The suspect vehicle appears to be a taxi.
What are they doing? All over the road.
But with a link to County Line's drug dealing, it might be carrying more than paying passengers.
I think we need to get up through this traffic.
Car 83 with Sentinel's Georgia Mufti is also on the A12 behind car 82 and rushing to catch up.
We are lane 2, we can see you up ahead.
We'll take it here, they'll just have to bump past.
The plan is for 83 to pull ahead and box the taxi in, forcing it to follow.
Confirm, you'll keep the eyeball, we'll go past.
There we go.
Going off here?
Yeah.
82, we're looking to take it off here.
But as George and Mufti get in front,
Just keep an eye on mirrors. Keep going.
the taxi doesn't follow. It comes to a stop.
Wait there! Wait there!
The driver has pulled over on the side of the busy dual carriageway. Now the Sentinels are just inches from 70-mile-per-hour traffic.
The risk level just goes through the roof, and ideally we don't want to be stopping any vehicle on a dual carriage. We don't have to. Obviously, if we need to, we will.
Stay where you are. At this moment in time, being detained for purposes of Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act search.
All right, with information involving drug supply.
Have you got anything on you shouldn't have? Anything that's going to harm us? Any weapons? Any sharps? No?
There's one passenger inside, but the Sentinels don't want to risk anything by searching him here.
Control from 82, we've got all occupants within the vehicle secured, but we're in a terrible location on the slip.
Roger that. Is the safest option for one officer to enter the taxi cab, if that's feasible, and escort it away from the slip?
Yes, I think so.
Over to you. It sounds like they've stopped in a dangerous position, far from ideal, fast road. So we'll probably put 2 police officers into the taxi and control the occupants somehow, and then escort the vehicle off.
Right. These 2 sit in the back with an officer, keeping eyes on both of them. Someone drives this, and then we move our cars.
The Sentinels must get themselves and the suspects off the dual carriageway as fast as possible.
Straight over it towards Colchester, find a garage.
On the industrial, yeah.
And we'll just all follow in convoy, all right?
All right.
Fast roads are the #1 place where police officers get killed in the UK, so we have to be very wary. Ideally, we don't want vehicles to come to a stop on the main road. We want to escort them off. But I think in this case, which happens sometimes, drivers just stop straight away wherever we put the lights on.
Away from the A12, the driver is put in cuffs and asked some questions.
Has this gentleman got any ID with him?
I haven't, but I've got a few tattoos which you probably know me by.
You have a driving licence, yeah?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a cab driver. So, yeah.
The man in the back of the cab isn't saying much,
Yeah, do you walk with me?
but Sergeant Moon is feeding the team with information about him.
Yeah.
He is known on PNC, warning, weapons, escaper, ailment, drugs. Last arrested, possession with intent to supply, Class A. Consider strip search.
The Sentinels have already cuffed the man before searching him.
Have you got anything in your pockets? Nothing's going to hurt me. Have you got like a phone or a wallet or anything I might go find? Phone's in that one, okay.
What's in the main bit?
Another phone, some keys, some cigarettes. 2 more phones. If they've got multiple phones, more than likely one of them will probably be their personal phone, and then they'll have the line phone or like their supply phone. It starts going in the back of your mind, so yes, this person is more than likely involved in the supply of drugs.
Now Sentinel car 84 is on the scene. Officer John Wood will search the taxi for drugs or evidence of organised dealing,
Hello, how you doing? Basically, this.
along with local plainclothes officers from another unit.
So if you're happy, Edmunds, any phones Mooney says we want seized, but we're not going to worry about forensics.
Where have you done? Where do you want to search?
We haven't really started at all, so yeah, that side would be great.
Searching doesn't reveal any drugs,
There's a Nokia in here, which he says is his, that keeps ringing.
but they do make crucial discoveries.
That's his mum's, the driver's mum's.
Okay.
So we'll take that as well.
Directly. I think I can have a police wear sticker.
In total, the cab contained a startling amount of evidence.
We've found 5 mobile phones in the front of the cab, which is, I haven't got 5 mobile phones, so I'm not sure why he has. Quite often mobile phones will be the key to unlocking what's going on. So we'll get these, we'll download them, find out if there's anything in relation to drugs intel or supply. Cold, isn't it?
The search then moves on to the passenger's bag.
It's in that.
Back to a bag.
I'm going to do
I was going to see how much cash you've got in your bag.
They've discovered a large wad of cash.
I know how many pennies are in there as well, you know.
You've counted
them all? I counted them.
They go deep.
A3 got that. He's got over £300 in his bag.
I think if he's got that in his bag, he gets lifted.
The taxi passenger is arrested, and the Sentinel's intelligence has allowed them to stay one step ahead of this potential dealer.
So you were originally detained for a drug search under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. That's now led to your arrest on suspicion of being concerned in the supply of drugs. Taxis are used quite commonly, actually. They'll come in on like a train and then use a taxi to then move around, because then we can't tie them to a vehicle. It's probably a more clever tactic.
With the passenger in the back of a police car, Sophie's focusing on the driver.
So what's the plan? What's the plan?
What's the plan?
Yeah, you tell me. Well, the boss said that, so.
Well, obviously, we need to search you.
Before the search, due to the intelligence on the car, the Sentinels decide to carry out a roadside drug test on the driver.
All right, so you put your tongue out for me. Thank you. This test takes 8 minutes to give us a result, all right? Part of the requirement is you remain with us for the whole of the time. All right, it's 13:10 by my watch, so 13:18 we'll have a result for you.
When was the last time you used controlled drugs?
I don't do drugs, mate.
But in 8 minutes, this taxi driver's livelihood could be in the balance.
That's tested positive for cocaine. Okay. All right? So at this moment in time, I'm arresting you on suspicion of driving a motor vehicle whilst exceeding the specified limits for a specified drug.
The taxi will stay put whilst its driver comes in for a blood test.
Keep your hands where we can see them at all times.
At the time of filming, investigations are still underway into the passenger. The driver failed to provide a blood sample once in custody and was charged accordingly. Using a cab to potentially move drugs is a way of hiding in plain sight. But dogged detective work has put a stop to this suspected drug dealing taxi and shown that nothing slips past the Sentinels.
Drug dealers will always change their tact and use different, methods to go undetected. But ultimately, if that information intelligence is coming in, then they're going to get caught out some way down the line.
Ipswich town centre, after dark. Tonight, Mufti and Dan are in car 82, and they've spotted car 83 up ahead.
Here they are. Well done for blowing it out.
They can't resist giving their colleagues some grief about their rear flashing lights, or fend-offs.
Can they turn those fend-offs off? Wouldn't mind turning your fend-offs off when you get the chance?
Suddenly, their friendly chat is interrupted.
They're very bright.
Attention.
Their in-car ANPR system has picked up a target vehicle as it drove past.
Oh, what's this? Thanks a lot. Where's that? It's just two up. Oh, let's go for it.
Their onboard computer gives them instant information on the car.
Arrested for 3 other males were going quick found in compound with balaclavas, gloves, angle grind, etc. Here we go, you're doing one.
Tonight, Sam Chittock is on control. He has an urgent warning about what was discovered when a property linked to the car was searched.
See that just for officer safety, obviously Section 18 is conducted after the group's arrest. Some firearms were discovered just for your info and safety.
That's received.
Dan and Mufti stay in pursuit. And Sam's intel check reveals the car is connected to some serious offenders.
There was 4 males last week arrested for burglary. They were caught at a compound having kind of angle grinded their way in, found at the scene with balaclavas, tools, stolen property, etc. This is a vehicle linked to one of the males.
With the possibility of weapons on board the target car, Dan shadows it until he and Mufti can get back up.
They want to join us?
Fortunately, car 81 was nearby when the call went out.
We will be.
Now there are 2 Sentinel cars behind the suspects. Who clocked them? The target car seems to be compliant and pulls over.
What's he stopped here for? Well, I'll have to go and deal with him.
But then...
Hello. Hello, get up. Hello, off we go. What's he doing? Is he drunk?
And now there's no escape, as Sophie and Woody block him in.
Have you got your ID on you, please? Driving licence? You've got no ID on you?
No. Can you tell me what's happened?
Nothing has happened, it's just a routine check. We need to check out your driving licence, insurance, etc. But unfortunately, you can't produce to me a driving licence, which is a pain.
Is this one of the men who was previously arrested for burglary? Without ID, it's tricky to confirm.
How can I say that you're the person you're saying you are?
You've got no ID?
Do you have a photo of your driving licence? Okay, but I just can't take your word for it.
The driver's being evasive about his ID, but Sophie and Mufti are digging into the passenger's backstory.
We've got that vehicle stopped. Can I just pass you passenger details, please?
Sam is searching police databases, so the team on the ground are able to get crucial information fast.
So that Mufti, your male, looks like he is known. He's known only for immigration offences in 2017. It looks as though he came to this country and posed as a child despite looking to be kind of in his mid-20s.
Then Dan gets the driver's real name, and Control has his history too.
Received that. He's known on P&C, no warning markers. Arrested 2016 for refused or neglected to produce a document when required. I assume it's in relation to immigration offences potentially. And he was arrested on the 20th of this month, so 6 days ago, for that burglary and going equipped. Found in the compound. But on that day, he gave different details, so there wasn't any trace of us.
Step out of the vehicle, please. Thank you.
The link to burglary now established, Dan must search the car for evidence.
You're going to be detained for a Section 1 Police and Criminal Evidence Act search.
Knowing about the link to weapons, Dan has to tread cautiously.
Have you got anything on you shouldn't have?
No.
Any weapons?
No.
Why is it funny?
Because I have no weapon. What are you talking about?
But I don't understand why you'd be laughing. You're being detained for a search.
Well, I'm asking you questions about if you've got any weapons.
And you're laughing.
It's not a laughing matter, is it?
Would you mind searching this chap?
I don't mind.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Daniel?
You just don't know what goes through these people's minds and what they're thinking. Whether he was trying to laugh to put doubt in our minds that, oh, okay, maybe we're going down the wrong route, or he wouldn't be so confident if there is items, you know, maybe there is nothing in the car because he's quite confident that there isn't. Who knows? But obviously, he was proven wrong.
Mufti?
Dan?
Is that knuckle dusters? Oh, right, great. Where's that?
In the driver's door pocket.
Okay.
It's more common nowadays that we're finding weapons, knives, knuckle dusters in vehicles that are ready to hand and available to use if they need to use them.
So 1717, at this time I'm arresting you on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon in a public place.
Control from 82.
Go ahead, 82.
Set of knuckle dusters in the driver's door pocket, so the driver's been arrested.
Great work, thank you.
Well, I've been studying at the college. You can't carry things in the car for self-defense. When you need it, you can take it out.
The passenger seems to think he can school the Sentinels on the law.
What? Is that a serious question?
Yes, that is.
So you can carry items for self-defence, and if you need them, you can take them out.
Put in the car, or
That's a serious question.
Yeah.
So if it's in where he can reach it and he can use it, then it's an offence.
Okay, but it's in the car. It's not.
No, it's in his driver's door pocket.
He was advised by someone that he was able to carry weapons for his personal protection if it was to be used in self-defence. Absolutely no idea who would tell anyone that.
And they're obviously quite easily in reach for the driver, so he's been arrested on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon.
As the search continues, Sophie makes an unlikely discovery in the boot.
It's picnics.
Picnics?
Yeah.
Do you like picnics?
Sometimes we go on weekends.
Where do you go picnicking?
Out in water.
All right, nice.
Somewhere around.
Just the two of you?
Sometimes free, sometimes weekend.
Is this your picnic rug?
That's the picnic blanket.
There it is.
Not giving up, Sophie makes an interesting yet confusing find in the car.
That's a blocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind what they've been arrested for previously.
For burglary offences.
Going equipped.
Going equipped. Yeah, it can be a going equipped offence, can it?
Could be.
They've found a small electrical device that it seems has a range of uses.
Now these are used quite commonly to fraud sort of black box insurances, so it will jam the signal between the black box and the vehicles. They're also used with sort of the organised crime world and criminals for blocking trackers on stolen vehicles and any plant or agricultural machinery that may have trackers within them.
Control from 8-2, do you receive?
This is such an unusual find that Dan needs to check the offences that could be being committed.
Would you mind just looking at the legislation into that again, please, and see what offences we might be looking at?
Received, I'm not sure whether it's just like insurance fraud, something like that maybe.
Received. Right, it's now 17:30. You're going to be further arrested on suspicion of possession of an item to commit fraud with.
Woody, do you mind taking his cuffs off for it, please?
No,
Okay.
I don't mind at all.
The passenger is free to go, but the driver's coming in.
Right, you're going to sit in there, my friend?
While his car is parked safely, he's in the back of the Sentinel's BMW and already pleading his innocence.
It wasn't on me, it was on my car.
Okay.
Item.
Like I keep saying to you, you are under caution, and you just need to wait for your interview, and then you can give us a full account about what's happened tonight. Until then, we can go back to talking about picnics if you like.
The driver was later charged with possession of an offensive weapon.
Oh, this is not picnic weather.
No further action was taken over the flawed suspicion. Muffins eaten, the Sentinels hit the road. Call sign 81 today is Dan and Sophie.
Just to let you know, we're free for any activations.
Sophie lets control know they're good to go, but then Dan spots a car that doesn't look quite right.
Good.
Moving vehicle check, please. I'm on a blue Peugeot 207. Driver looked dishevelled, shall we say, and, of a little bit of interest to us. So we conducted a check on the vehicle and it come back registered to well out of county. It was certainly a long way from home.
Vehicle entered early hours of the morning, so 6 in the morning on Monday from west of the county.
Sam on control quickly provides a background check on the car and its driver using the police national computer.
P&C, he is known, warning violent. Last arrested 2018 for driving whilst disqualified and using the vehicle while uninsured. Lots of driving offences, aggravated twat, aggravated burglaries, all going back through the years. He's showing he's got 14 points on his licence.
With a long rap sheet of priors, Sophie and Dan decide to stop the driver.
Got that. We have got a near side indication into Street. That might. Confirmed to stop. He's on his toes and he's belts up. Right there. Just stay there a second. Sit back in the car. When someone's like really hasty to get out the car and get that door closed, you think, well, is there something in there you don't want us to see or smell? Absolutely stinks of cannabis in this car. All right, so at this moment in time, you're going to be detained for purpose of Section 3, misuse of drugs at the search. Have you got anything on you shouldn't have? Anything in the car?
Probably a couple of slips in the grinder or something.
There's the other car available to join us. Just stinks of cannabis in this car.
Yeah, Woody's just popped to the toilet quickly. What's your location?
Bloody Woody.
We're outside the... let me just see the road.
As they wait for Woody and Sam Maples, call sign 82, Dan searches the suspect.
Right, have you got anything on your person which you should know? Any sharps or anything like that?
Okay. Underneath the seat, there's two tubs, but I literally just having the last split about 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Now, I remind you, you are on caution at the minute, so there's 2 tubs underneath the seat, and you've had a spliff about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. He was so open and honest about, yeah, I'm a cannabis user, I had a joint 10 minutes ago.
Then he tries to explain why he didn't stop immediately.
I'm literally working there. It's embarrassing, really. Should have pulled up a bit.
Well, if you'd have stopped when we first asked you to down
I
there,
didn't, because you had your indicator to pull over, I thought you was put your lights on and was pulling left at the thing. I didn't realise you was pulling me over until you'd come round the roundabout and you still had your indicator on.
Well, we're only here because it's where you stopped.
Woody and Sam Maples have arrived on the scene. With the man admitting to carrying drugs, they need to help search the car.
So, you've told us about these 2 pots, you mentioned some spliffs. Where are they?
I said there was in there, or in the bottom of my grinder.
Where's the grinder?
In the middle. And that was literally that was the last one about 10 minutes ago.
So you don't know if there is actually any cannabis in the jar or not?
To my knowledge, no. Because I just had my last one. Now I've only got them 2 tubs on there. I'm working away. I'm from Nottingham. So I bring a bit of weed because I smoke weed constantly. I have done since I was a young kid. Just a lad working away that smokes weed, and that's all.
So you're a professional cannabis smoker, is that right?
Cannabis. I don't really do anything else. I used to be an heroin addict, and now I've been clean for 2 years. I just work and smoke weed, and that's all I do.
I don't think he really saw the big problem in being a huge cannabis fan and, daily cannabis user of quite a significant quantity.
So there's a tub here with a bit of herbal like that.
8-1 for control. Go ahead.
Drug wipe is authorised.
Receive that.
There are now grounds to test the driver for drug use.
Because of your emissions around, you just smoked cannabis about 10 minutes ago, and obviously we found some cannabis in the
well,
car. I'm going to require you to provide a specimen slide for a roadside drop wipe. Failure or refusal to do
Yeah.
so is an offence which you may be prosecuted for, all right? You happy to provide a sample?
It don't do nothing.
Have you done one of these tests
Smoking
before?
weed, I smoke that much of it, it's like smoking a cigarette to anybody else. It doesn't affect me like it does anything. Yeah, I've done one of them before, yeah.
You've done one of these tests before? Okay, so you know...
Yeah, no, I know. You got
So you just need to build up some saliva in your mouth, okay? And then pop your tongue out for me.
The test detects drugs in the system, including cannabis and cocaine. But even if it's positive, the man will need further blood tests to confirm the results. The Sentinels also find a prescription drug, often used in treatments to kick heroin.
I've got a Subutex script and I'm on that, and that's a tablet up in the middle. You can see it.
Have you got a copy of that script
I
there?
don't carry my prescriptions.
You don't need to swear, do you?
Sorry. I do. And do you carry your prescriptions?
Have you got the box that they've come in, so we've got it with your name on?
It's not illegal medication anyway, so you can't just take it off there.
It's a controlled substance, it needs to be prescribed to you though, doesn't it? Yeah, but we need
I'm
to...
not lying to you about anything, have I?
If medication hasn't got, a prescription name on it and it's not boxed up, then we'll always, look to make those inquiries, whether that be at the roadside or in custody with the medic, as to whether they are entitled to that prescription, because ultimately they're all controlled drugs and they're controlled drugs for a reason.
Stand up against him, mate.
I'm just checking what he's doing. Won't be stopped.
Well, he's taking it out so we can search it, isn't he? I'm asking you to just stand
going
up.
anywhere,
Yeah, but it's
am
easier,
I?
isn't it? We're calling this... Go on with what
Why?
he's doing there, because you're in the way.
You can pin me up against car.
No, because you're in the way.
I'm not doing anything, am I?
I don't want to hear that language.
A significant amount of cannabis has been found, so the team need to work out if this man is a serious cannabis smoker
Well, I know to smoke for the rest of the week.
or a professional dealer.
Quite substantial, isn't
Yeah, I think. There's also 2 of these empty as well.
Is there anything around intel-wise around supply? He's got one phone on him, hasn't
He's got one phone. There's no other evidence of...
he? No little bags or anything like
No
that?
little bags. There's obviously the 2 other ones of these, which are slightly smaller.
Dealer or no dealer, the results of the drug wipe are in.
It's 11:38, all right, at this moment in time I'm going to be arresting you. Firstly on suspicion of driving a motor vehicle whilst exceeding the specified limit of a specified drug.
Have I come back with a fail on that then?
Yes, tested positive for cannabis, all right. And secondly on possession with intention to supply Class B cannabis, based on the quantity that was located in the vehicle. Still remain under caution, so you do not have to say anything, but it may harm a defence. Do not mention when questioned, something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, all right?
Do you honestly believe that? I mean, to intend to supply drugs? Is that what you...
Due to the sheer amount of cannabis found, the Sentinels have decided there's enough evidence to suspect the man could be dealing. Not that he agrees.
It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to work out what I'm actually doing, does it? I just want to go. Oh, stop talking to the police.
The man is taken to custody to be interviewed and undergo blood tests.
So he's been arrested for possession with intent to supply Class B cannabis due to the quantity located in the numerous tubs, and then also for drug driving because he's tested positive for cannabis.
At the time of filming, the man was still awaiting test results for drug driving. He was given a caution for the cannabis possession.
It's just one of those sort of policeman noses, if you like, and a little bit of gut instinct and intuition.
Another day keeping the streets of Suffolk safe. Coming up, a suspected dangerous drug dealer has something to hide.
I ain't got nothing on me, bruv, in my mouth. Don't go anywhere near me with that glove.
A car full of alleged thieves with a boot full of booze.
Gents for information, got lots and lots of meat in there, security tagged, along with lots of alcohol, lots and lots of bottles of alcohol.
And a sickening display of disrespect.
You stop doing it now, otherwise you're going to get spit whip on you, alright?
Ipswich in Suffolk. Sentinel officers gather at a classified location.
Just making sure that we're in a fit state to go today. We've got the VOI list up and running, Sam. Yeah, great. And have we got any particular vehicles of interest at all?
Nothing hitting at the moment, Stan, but I'll have a look.
Okay, all right, fine. We're going to be hitting central Ipswich and we'll see what we can find. We'll remember to hunt in pairs and do our best today, okay?
This team of 8 is one of 3 across the county. Here, they're led by Sergeant Mike Moon.
Crews today, James, you're going to be on foot. I'm just kidding.
Mike's team rolls out for another shift, chasing the targeted list of the county's most serious criminals. And he takes his place on control, monitoring for suspect cars.
What I'll do is I'll call the team on the radio and let them know where it's hit and when.
Having a dedicated controller is unique to the Sentinels and allows them to get intelligence updates on the ground fast. From here, Mike commands and directs his team of elite drivers. Stalking out across Ipswich, the Sentinels are on the prowl. The hunt is on, and it's not long before Mike has spotted a big target.
Something more interesting for you? Silver BMW 318 convertible, so it's got a black fabric roof. That's on a Sentinel South.
Drugs.
A1 received that.
A car linked to drug dealing has activated an automatic number plate recognition camera. For the Sentinels, this is their bread and butter.
In London Road, Yarmouth Road, Traffic Light Junction.
Do you think you can make that?
We'll give it a go.
But the vehicle was spotted around 1.5 miles away from Sophie and Mufti's current position. Their job is to get there, fast.
A3, we're going to head towards you.
Sentinels hunt as a pack. Call sign A3 John Wood and Sam Maples join the chase to track down the target car.
Should we go sport?
Yeah, let's go sport, actually.
You're trying to read what he may be thinking and trying to get into his head as to what his next move is. You're just trying to think, what is the best route this vehicle may be taking? A lot of it comes down to luck of the draw.
What's this
There
here?
it is, yeah, I think it's got to be in it, surely.
It's gotta be.
8-1, possible sighting, stand by.
In 8-1, Sophie and Mufti spot the suspect vehicle a few hundred yards ahead of them.
Yep. 8-1 confirmed, it's towards Broughton, just passing the Beagle pub on our offside.
Vehicle's 2 up.
Confirmed 2 male occupants.
They're in an unmarked car and decide to hang back. Going by the driver's speed, Mufti and Sophie haven't been clocked yet.
50 and a 30.
Yes. 8-1, current speed is 50 in the 30. We haven't attempted any form of a stop just yet.
Yeah, support's a long way off, so I'd suggest you do.
With his eyes on the Sentinels' GPS locations and ears on their comms,
Yeah, A1's in Bramford on the 1113.
Mike coordinates the hunt from control.
8-3, we're 5 minutes from you.
But as Sophie and Mufti wait for Woody and Sam to catch them up,
He's probably got you in his mirror.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold back a little bit. He's looking in his wing mirror.
it looks like their cover is blown.
Must be a slip or something. It's a lay-by here, isn't it?
So they have no option but to light him up before he can take off.
8-1 now entering the 40 for Bramford. Near side indication into the lay-by. We're at the junction with Bramford.
But the Sentinels know from experience that what looks like a routine stop
Driver's looking down.
can escalate very quickly.
I think when you pull over a vehicle, you've got to look at what might happen next. He's out.
Stay there! Stay where you are now! Officer with a taser!
The passenger has legged it from the car with Sophie leading the chase.
And the adrenaline goes straight for your body, which is good because it makes you run a little bit faster because your legs suddenly feel like jelly.
Guys, we've got to run out. Sophie's in pursuit. I've got to stay with the driver.
Is the person who's running away from me got a weapon? What is their capabilities? If they have got a weapon, are they going to use it? You know, what frame of mind are they in?
They got a runner. 8-3 receives.
With Mufti left with the driver and Sophie making the chase on foot alone. Sam and Woody floor it to get there as backup.
There you are. Get your hands out your pocket. Go your phone. You're being detained for a drug search. There's information this vehicle is involved in the supply of drugs. All right, you're being detained for a Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act search, all right? Who's your mate?
No comment.
What's your name?
You know who I am.
I've got no idea who you are.
By revealing he's known to the police, the driver is admitting criminal form. Up the road, the passenger has been caught by Sophie. Sam and Woody arrive just in time.
Over here, stop.
At this moment in time, I'm detaining you for Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act search, all right? The reason for that is because on stopping that vehicle, you immediately got out and discarded this bag at the side of the road, all right?
Pursued him for a short distance down the road across the footpaths, and then he literally just gave up, I think. He thought he wasn't really making any ground on me.
Look, I'm handcuffed, I ain't going nowhere.
Calm down.
I ain't got nothing on me, bruv, in my mouth. Don't go anywhere near me with that glove. I got nothing on my mouth. Look, I got nothing there. What are you doing with the gloves? What are you getting close to me for?
I'm going to search you.
The man hasn't taken kindly to being caught
Got no boxes on, so don't pull that down too far.
and searched.
Man. Bro, be careful where your hands going, seriously.
Yeah, all right. You've run off, haven't you, mate? There's a good chance that there might be something tucked on there.
Meanwhile, Mufti is searching the car, and he may have an answer as to why the man was keen to get away.
There's scales in the car that I can see. Sorry?
Weed in that bag.
How much cannabis is in there?
I don't know, 20 grams.
Mufti, are all occupants accounted for?
Yes, one nail run off. Both got him now.
Have you got any drugs on you at all?
No, I haven't. Yes, I have actually.
If only all the Sentinel suspects were this honest.
Hell, haven't even had a smoke. It's weed, mate, nothing else.
The fleeing passenger has admitted to having some cannabis on him, hidden in his sock. It's only a small amount, so could there be more?
Man, don't do that.
Don't do what?
Whatever the you're about to do, I don't know. You're grabbing my waistline, man. I don't know what you're gonna do.
You're going to check your waistline? It's your bag?
No comment.
Was that for us?
During the foot chase, the suspect threw away a man bag.
He dumped it as we were running down.
Woody searches the bag for incriminating evidence and quickly finds more cannabis.
Which you can't do before because it's personal.
And then something a lot more sinister.
Well, there's drugs in here, and there's a knuckle duster.
You know these people that are involved in drug supply, drug dealing, they're always going to carry weapons for their own protection. You like to think, you know, it's going to be a last resort, them using it as a police officer, but you never know what that person, you know, what's going through their mind, what their capabilities are. I didn't know him from Adam at that time, so he could have been, you know, one of the most violent people in Suffolk. I don't know.
At this moment in time, I'm going to be arresting you on suspicion of possession of intent to supply Class B substances and possession of an offensive weapon. You don't have to say anything that may harm a defence if you don't mention when questioned, something which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
What a palaver?
A palaver's one way of looking at it. For the cannabis and the knuckle duster, the fleeing passenger is coming in. And as for the driver, his day isn't going well either.
They found him.
They found him. Yeah, he didn't run that far.
It's my birthday,
It's certainly going to be one he'll remember for a while. Mufti has a birthday present for him.
Right, based on what your mate has got in him as well as what you've got in your car, I'm arresting you on suspicion of possession with intent to supply cannabis.
8-1, do you receive, Mufti?
Go ahead, we've got this chap detained as well.
Did you get the fact it's his birthday today?
Yeah, we've wished him a happy birthday. How old are you today?
31.
31? You don't look a day over 30.
Oh, cheers, mate. Any chance for a cigarette before I go in there? No. Joint? Yeah, the joint might be a long shot.
As the driver awaits the prospect of a birthday in the cells, he can't help but have a laugh at his mate's escape attempt.
You mate didn't want to hang around.
Did a reciprocal, he went that way and then...
No, I thought when he come back, I thought,
what's it?
Come back when he...
Yeah.
He wouldn't have got away from our colleague, she's quick.
She is, yeah, she did.
She caught him, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
She's quick.
The driver's coming in to join his fast-footed friend. For Speedy Sophie, a quick sprint's all in a day's work.
Yeah, fantastic result that is. It's always nice when you get a bit of a chase to get hold of your person at the end of it. No one tends to sort of run unless they've got real reason to, or they want to get away, or they've got something to hide or on their person.
In Ipswich, it's been just 3 days since the Sentinels arrested 2 suspected drug dealers in a silver BMW. Today, Mufti is on control, and Sergeant Mike Moon is on the road with Sophie in 80.
Yeah, I enjoy getting out, absolutely. I really like being out on the ground, to be honest.
Do you like showing the team how it's done?
Yeah.
It's nearly the end of their shift.
Given the time of day, I think we need to either go big or go small. Nothing in between.
It's down to Mufti to conjure up some criminality for the Sarge.
See what I can find. Go big or go small. I am extremely proud to be a Sentinel. I've worked so hard in my career to get to the stage I'm at. 17 years in this job, I still want to catch criminals. I want to get in people's faces. I want to lock up bad guys. Silver BMW convertible.
A very familiar looking car has just activated an ANPR camera.
80, we're in the Holiday Inn Express traffic lights.
82, we're going to look out for that as well.
It's received.
It's not a car Sophie could forget.
So we've just had an activation for a silver BMW 3 Series convertible. We stopped this vehicle a couple of days ago where the passenger ran off, and both occupants were arrested for possession of intent to supply Class B cannabis and possession of offensive weapons as well. So we're trying to intercept this vehicle today.
Last time the passenger tried to give Sophie the slip and the driver was carrying bags of cannabis. That was 3 days ago. So surely he wouldn't be brazen enough to be out allegedly dealing again, would he?
There it is. We'll have to go around.
Sam and Dan, call sign 82, are the first to spot the car, heading in the opposite direction and mingling with the early afternoon traffic.
Yeah, it's committed. Stand by, no, right.
Dan is near London on London Road, which is just up the road from it.
Yeah, it's done a right onto Hadley Road, so we're going to try and catch up with it there and put a stop in. Looked like it was just one up.
It looks like there's only one person in the BMW today.
I wonder if he's going to have a load on him.
We're just near Dunlop Road, near side indication. It looks like it's stopping for us compliantly.
Has no longer got eyes on.
Hello, how are you? Just turn the engine off, please, sir. I've got a body worn camera on. Is there anything in it which should be today? Are you sure? Could be obviously seen you driving today. I think the information that we've got on our systems probably supports us to search you again. So you're going to be detained for a stop search. If you have got anything, you should probably just tell us. Sorry? Okay, alright, pop that there. Fine. Put your hands out where I can see them.
It's the same driver. This time the drugs are given up willingly. Just 3 days after his previous arrest on his birthday, he has a case of deja vu.
Bearing in mind what we found on you recently, I'm going to arrest you as well, okay? So you're, and this time it's 1433, you're under arrest on suspicion of possession of cannabis with intent to supply.
Sergeant Moon and Sophie, call sign 80,
80 now arriving with them.
arrive on the scene to find the man already cuffed. Again.
Some people never learn, do they? They are ignorant, arrogant. I don't know how the best way to put it is. They don't know no different. You know, they just think, well, I got caught, well, I'm back out, so it couldn't be that bad. You know, I'm not been banged up, so I'll chance my arm and give it another go. And perhaps that's what he was thinking. You know, it would just wing it and see if he can get away with it for a second time. Unfortunately for him, he didn't.
We've got a bag of cannabis in the car, similar to what we found last time, so domestic to it.
Control received that. He's learnt his lesson, hasn't he? It's unbelievable.
Is there anything else in the car?
There's literally just like a tiny little bag of cannabis, that's it.
So that was in his pocket here. He's taken it out and put it on the dash as I've approached him.
Right.
The guys have searched him and he's got another bag of cannabis on him and he's been further arrested again for possession with intent to supply cannabis.
So just on stopping, bit of cannabis, bag of cannabis, similar to what we've seen last time. So
That was there, was it?
that was there, I think.
Twice in a week for the same offence is by the same people as well, by the same team. It just shows that he may have been getting away with this for such a long time and he's not getting away with it anymore.
The arrest is all down to the Sentinel's determined research. and it's a step towards their goal of making Suffolk a no-go zone for persistent criminals. Mike and Sophie search the man's car in case he has more to hide.
We can account for that already.
Yeah, it's come out of his pocket, Dan's witnessed that in person.
The team suspect he's been out dealing, and that doesn't stop the man trying his luck with a different type of deal with Dan.
No chance of just getting a call from Ford, no chance at all, I'm afraid.
For the second time this week, his weed has been seized, and he's off to custody.
I only just got out of cells 10 hours ago.
10 hours ago?
You know, last
whatever it was.
Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me at all, really. Based on the other day, he's probably lost a substantial amount of cannabis in terms of value. He's going to owe that money to somebody somewhere down the chain. So he needs to probably get back out and carry on dealing to make that money back up. Unfortunately for him, we've now stopped him for a second time and found him again in possession of cannabis. So maybe he needs to change your tactics slightly or get a little bit better at drug dealing.
Because the suspect appears to be a professional dealer, the Sentinels have grounds to carry out a search of the man's property.
Hello, police. 8 Force Control, we're in the property.
So Woody, Sam Maples and George have arrived at his house to search for more evidence.
Just for your intel, thank you. Oh, thank you, George. It's really good of you.
And there are signs of apparent drug use.
We're just looking for anything in relation to that, so whether it's going to be more drugs, cash, phones, scales, any documentation in relation to that. So really you've got to search the whole property and very thoroughly if you're going to find stuff like that.
Sam, I'm not an expert, but do we need firearms?
At first, the Sentinels find nothing more sinister than a plastic toy gun.
No, it's alright.
Is it right? I just tried to shoot you, I didn't know what.
You sound any nerve.
No, I didn't know anything. Otherwise you'd have got one in the back of the head already.
But then, they start to uncover some seriously grown-up weapons.
Where was this butterfly knife found?
It was in this, which she's got like loads of old carry bags in, just in the bottom of it.
Strange place.
We found a few different types of knives. We found one like butterfly knife, which kind of looked like a folded multi-tool, and as you unfold it, the blade comes out. There's also got a card, so it looks like a credit card, but it's got a little knife blade folded up inside it.
And then, by the front door, Sam makes a truly shocking discovery.
George and Woody. Yeah. There's a pistol, a black pistol, as you walk in the door on the right.
Go ahead, Sam.
Just to make you aware, at the bottom of the stairs in this property is a black handgun. I'll give firearms a call and see if someone can come out.
Received? But is it hidden anywhere?
No, you literally walk in the door, you sat right on top of the bags in plain view.
Received.
The team have called for backup from the Armed Response Unit.
They may be keeping them for their own protection, or it may be to kind of scare others really and threaten other people to get what they want of other people.
As the firearms team arrive to look over the weapon, it's a tense wait. In a house already littered with knives, this could be a serious discovery and a serious offence.
Just rather than BB gun, maybe more of a pellet. It's got cal, it says cal 4.5.
The Armed Response team confirm that the handgun is not a full firearm, but a replica airgun.
They've had a look, they've cleared it, and they've come back to say it's an air pistol. We're allowed to have an air pistol in your home address. Due to information we've got, we've seized that. Yeah, it is realistic, and unless you looked right at it and opened it up or knew about guns, you wouldn't know it was just an air pistol.
No further drugs were found at the property, but the weapons were all seized. The arrested man was returned to custody.
Welcome back.
A bad day in the office for the alleged dealer. Caught red-handed twice in 1 week.
So depressed right now.
I guess these people dealing the drugs on that sort of level, they're dealing the cannabis. We'll seize a bit from them, but they may owe people money and they need to get more cannabis to sell it to make their money back. So it's kind of a circle and just keeps spiralling out of control.
"45 miles away from Ipswich, another Sentinel team roams the roads, actively targeting serious criminals. They operate in Lowestoft, and they're led by Sergeant Lee Simons.
Hello, mate, you all right? I need a statement from you. Not bought any more tractors this weekend, then, mate? Nearly bought a motorbike.
Is this officially sanctioned by Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Oh, you liar. A lot of people ask me, why did you become a police officer? I have no idea. I was in the Royal Navy for 6 years, and I was fed up on my third tour of Bosnia back in the 90s, and decided to, police, I'll give that a go. And loved it. And I have ever since, 24 years on now.
On control for the East team is PC Andy Hodds, known to everyone as Hoddsy.
Go ahead. I know what the guys on the team want to know. I know who they want to stop. I know that they want to know all intelligence about that person, all their previous convictions.
Intelligence is key to Sentinel operations. When they learn something new about a suspect, it's recorded and forms part of the controller's arsenal to aid officers on the ground. And out on the road today, call sign 91 are PC's Danny Morse and Mark Williams. With nearly 4 decades of policing between them, they're experienced coppers.
It's too early to yawn, Dan. It's spinning earlier.
Danny might be tired from his early morning exercise class.
Yeah, control 2 units.
But Hoddsy on control soon has something to perk him up.
A silver Ford Fiesta. The intelligence is some vehicle seen dealing drugs in the Heathgate area, stopped for occupant details and searches if grounds allow.
No, I'm on. All received, thanks.
A car linked to drug dealing has been spotted on an ANPR camera.
What was the time of that sighting?
Yeah, literally about 30 seconds ago it pinged.
The hunt is on, but it's not straightforward.
There's loads of different roads off where it was seen, so it could have gone absolutely anywhere.
It's not long before it's spotted again.
Our vehicle's just pinged the camera again, so we're going to go after it.
And then Danny has it in his sights.
9-1, we're behind the vehicle. Looks like they've been Tesco's.
With the parcel shelf loaded up with groceries, it looks like they're on the way back from the shops.
Hello.
What have I done wrong?
Okay, it's just to explain.
I haven't done nothing wrong.
I'll just explain. We've got some intelligence on this vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay. In regards to possible supply of drugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no drugs in his car.
Okay. Well, just bear with me. Sorry.
There's no drugs in the car.
Okay. The intelligence is recent, so just all three of you, just keep your hands where we can see them. Okay. At this point in time, you're going to be detained under Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act for a search of the vehicle and a search of you individually. Okay.
While Mark and Danny explain to the 3 occupants of the car that they'll be searched for drugs,
90 right.
Regan Bradshaw and Sergeant Lee Simons arrive on the scene to help deal with a car full of unhappy customers.
Can you slip your seatbelt on? Put your sandwich down. Slip your seatbelt.
One off.
No, but I'm just going to handcuff you for yours, my safety.
I'm not like that.
Yeah, but it's just because you're detained for a search, that's all. Okay.
I haven't done nothing wrong.
Okay.
I haven't got no drugs on me. I don't do drugs.
The driver might be pleading his innocence, but intelligence from control gives the Sentinels cause for concern.
He's got warning signals for weapons, ailments, and last dealt with in 2019 for assault on emergency worker.
If you've received information that somebody has been violent towards police or anybody else in the past, it does change your approach of how you're going to deal with it.
Where have you just come from?
Tesco's. I just picked these 2 up.
Tesco's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we stopped this vehicle for it's believed involved in the supply of controlled drugs. All 3 of them are currently being searched by the team. While they're doing that, I'm just keeping an eye on them and searching the vehicle for drugs or anything I may find.
It doesn't take long before Lee finds something, but it's not drugs.
Gents, for information, you've got lots and lots of meat in there, security tagged, along with lots of alcohol, lots and lots of bottles of alcohol.
It looks like someone's forgotten to pay for the groceries.
So I'm searching the boot, and then I see big multi-packets of crisps, which to anyone normally looking in that car would think they've got a lot of crisps. But I know that they will use that to pad out the sides of trolleys when they're trying to shoplift big items, or when they're trying to shoplift alcohol or meat or coffee or big ticket items. So that was a bit of an indicator straight away.
When Danny breaks the news to the driver, it provokes an explosive response and more denials.
There's alcohol and tags been found in the vehicle. Okay. Listen.
I've just picked you up.
Yeah, because of that, I'm arresting you on suspicion of theft
From shop.
Listen.
That's not mine. Can you hear what he's saying?
Anything you do say, maybe giving evidence. Just come here. Relax. Can you hear what he's saying, though, please? Look, I don't need you talking.
Okay, at the moment, we've got you stopped in a car, okay? And it's got all that stuff in. So at the moment, you're absolutely...
The boot's full.
Okay? Yeah?
That's why. Can you hear what he just said?
We can't do...
Can you tell them you did this?
Look.
Relax.
Sorry, but I wouldn't have picked you up if he'd done that.
If you, say for example, arrest someone for something that's in the car and they start blaming their friends or they start arguing with each other, you're trying to work out, are they trying to deflect our attention away from something? Are they being genuine and saying, this is nothing to do with me, this is him, or is it all just a big pack of lies? I don't know if it makes it any more difficult. It makes it amusing sometimes.
Hodsy, you get a van running.
You received.
While Hodsy radios for transport for the suspects.
Is there anyone at Lowestoft that can take a van up to J Lane and Blunston who just nicked 3 for shoplifting?
Danny's still trying to explain the situation to the driver.
I didn't know that was on that. Yeah?
Listen, until we've interviewed you and established what the full circumstances are, we can't make a decision. We're not going to do it here at the roadside. We have to do it properly, but it's all recorded. Do you understand?
Okay, that has nothing to do with me, though. Do you understand? They asked for a lift, and that's all I did, picked them up.
They always say you shouldn't get into cars with strangers, but for this driver, it seems even his so-called friends can't be trusted. He isn't having a good day.
Why would you do that? Can I have a fag, please? Can I have a fag, please? He's having one. Why is he having one and I'm not?
And it's about to get a lot worse.
Disqualified until test passed on P&C.
Information comes in from control that the man is disqualified from driving, which means a further arrest.
Our checks do show you're disqualified till test passed. I'm further arresting you on suspicion of disqualified driving. You don't have to say anything in my own defence. Not mention when questioned something which you later on in court, and if you do say, may be given in evidence.
Shoplifting? Check. Driving while disqualified? Check. Anything else to add to the Sentinel shopping list?
Due to the information that we've got of drugs being supplied or used in the car, I'm going to request a specimen of saliva under Section 5A of the Road Traffic Act from the driver to see if he's driving under the influence of drugs.
The intelligence linking the car to drug dealing is enough to give the Sentinels grounds to test the driver.
6 tongue out, far and wide, that's right. Keep your tongue out. Put your tongue right out.
I've just eaten, that's why, sorry.
It's all getting a bit much for him.
And can I have a fag now, please?
No, well, no, because if that comes back positive, you need a further.
So I ain't allowed a fag?
Not at this stage.
Just as his lift to custody arrives, the results of the drug wipe are in.
Cannabis. Okay. The drug wipe has shown positive for cannabis, okay? Because of that, I'm further arresting you on suspicion of drug driving. You do not have to say anything but my home defence. Do not mention when questioned something which later on court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Okay? We'll get you properly tested later on.
It's a triple whammy of arrests for the driver and 3 men nicked by the Sentinels. All of them are taken to custody in the back of the van, leaving Lee and his team to deal with the haul of ill-gotten groceries.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much I found in the back of that small car, I'll be honest with you. It was about £1,000 worth.
Every little helps. Back at the station, the goods are sorted and recorded. The Sentinels suspect they've arrested a prolific gang of thieves and come up with a plan to put an end to their activities once and for all.
Yes, if you go to the shops, some cashiers may forget to take a tag off, but I doubt the 23 bottles, they've forgotten to take every tag off.
That night, Lee and Mark decide to visit an address linked to one of the men to search for any further evidence.
Well, we're looking for further stolen property or items used in the acquisition of theft. We'll see what we've got when we get there.
They're expecting to carry out a simple search of an empty flat.
Mate, there's people downstairs in this one. Who's that downstairs, mate?
But Lee's surprised to find a welcome party.
Hiya.
Hi, look, but this is not my flat, but our friends, we're waiting for our friends to come back.
Okay.
Waiting for them to come back and they've got the keys to the door.
Have they?
Yeah.
With their friend in custody, they're likely to be waiting a while.
You say the door's locked and you can't get through?
No.
We'll have to come through the window then, mate. I've got a authority to search this premises, okay? The person who owns this flat
has been arrested. Okay, so we're going to come in and search that for stolen goods. Okay, a locked door is not enough to stop me. No, I'm thinking straight away. What else can I do? Where would someone else potentially look to get in? Going in through the window, going in round the back.
Fortunately for Lee, Mark planned ahead.
I've got keys here.
He's taken the keys from the arrested suspect.
How'd you get?
I've gone and locked it.
There you go. Job done.
Lee and Mark may have got past the door, but once inside, the man in the flat is more of an obstruction.
Who's your mate who lives here?
Why are you asking me that?
Well, I'll just make sure it's the same person.
I'm pretty sure you'll find out though, wouldn't you? Because you're going to find his ID. You know it's his house.
Yes.
You've come here.
Yes.
You've got him arrested.
Yeah.
So don't come in here giving it the big one when
We're
I've
not,
done
gi-
nothing wrong.
we're not giving it the big one. Okay, if we were giving it the big one, you'd know about it. Okay.
Would I?
Take a seat.
Would I?
Okay, yeah, you would.
Well, mate, why would that be?
Hey?
Because I've done nothing
Because we'd
wrong.
have you handcuffed
I'm
and we'd
not
have you on the
causing
floor.
no problem.
So if you take
I'm
a
not
seat,
causing
if
no
you take a
problem.
seat. When we do a search, we're not normally the most welcome of house guests. We'll try and be as affable as possible. We're just there to do a search and we try and explain that. But on this occasion, those people, 2 people didn't live there. We explained the reasons for the search, but that didn't seem to go down too well.
The man leaves Lee with little option.
Okay, mate, I'm detaining you. I'm going to cuff you, okay?
Why are you going to cuff me?
Sorry,
I'm not doing
because at the
nothing.
moment, okay, I think you're trying to frustrate our search. You are the one who's doing the talking at the moment, okay? And
You are the
Shut
one.
my
mate. All right.
Can you do that?
Right, okay.
Or I'll arrest you for obstruction, okay, if you continue the way you're
Obstruction,
Okay.
You're obstructing me.
You're obstructing me, searching.
Eventually, he takes it too far.
Right, because of your behaviour, okay, I'm arresting you, okay, for obstructing the police.
Okay, listen, no, listen. Okay, so you're under arrest.
Not only is the man arrested, but Lee decides he needs backup. Police van on scene, the obstructive man is escorted inside, where he's left to cool off.
What do you mean, calm myself down? You crazy? If I'm going to get arrested, I may as well get arrested for something decent. Don't put me, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not
make
doing
any
nothing.
threats.
I'm
Don't
coming
make any
towards you.
threats.
I'm not doing nothing.
Strap yourself in there, put your head down. Okay, sit yourself down.
You are jobs. See you silly.
People won't respect us, people don't like us, and that's just the thing. It's frustrating the amount of time that I'm going to be there. It doesn't personally irritate me, because it's my job.
With the man out of the way, Lee and Mark were able to search the property. Nothing of note was found. The man in the van was later released with no charge. As for the driver of the silver Fiesta containing the stolen shopping, it was later discovered that it was being driven with false number plates. The driver, who'd been arrested for theft, driving whilst disqualified and drug driving, was also arrested for fraud.
It does unravel very quickly. As I say, from that, we were initially looking at drugs. We were looking at drug drive offences. We had no suspicion that the vehicle was a cloned vehicle, which turned out to be, later on it was. You never know what you got until you get it.
The Sentinel team don't just rely on fast cars and camera technology to catch criminals. Sometimes a good old-fashioned hunch is all they need. It's early afternoon in Ipswich town centre on what has been a relatively quiet shift, when Dan and Mufti spot a car that just doesn't look right.
So on a day-to-day basis, we're obviously listening out for ANPR activations, but you cannot forget about your own copper's nose and looking into vehicles, looking at vehicles and seeing there's something not quite right there.
Control from 8-1.
Go ahead.
Moving check, please, on London Road.
In the vehicle was 3 occupants. There were 2 known to us for being drug users in the town. And as we drive past the vehicle, the driver seems to mouth something at us. So we're going to go and stop it.
Hello? How's it going? You mouthed something as you passed us.
Dan's policeman's nose may be onto something, and that's not all he can smell.
So, there's a cannabis grinder here. Are there drugs in the car?
No.
Do you use cannabis?
No.
Okay, have you got any ID on you?
No.
You're not helping me out with it, are you?
No.
With no confirmation of the man's identity, It's down to Sergeant Moon back on control to try and work out who he is and see if he has any previous.
Police records show warning weapons, possession of knives, which is kitchen knives, previous for failing to provide a specimen for analysis, a specimen of breath test failed to cooperate.
When I was 14, I got nicked and stuff, and then I became a Christian. And so my whole life ain't trying to help people with these type of issues.
While the driver paints one picture, the information from control paints another.
Looks like he's drink and drug driving on a regular basis.
Mike dispatches another car to the scene. The suspect has previous for carrying weapons and driving whilst under the influence. And with two other passengers in the car still needing to be checked, Mufti and Dan have their work cut out. Sam Chittock and Sam Maples have arrived to support. Given the information on the driver, their main priority is to get him breathalyzed, but the man is obstructing them from doing so.
Does it explain why he's got a cough?
What is the cough about?
The suspect's passengers are suddenly keen to get out of the car.
So we only spotted off the road and he's a maniac.
Just sit here. Stand here, stand here. Stand here.
This sudden coughing fit has appeared out of nowhere, and the officers aren't convinced it's genuine.
Come on. You weren't doing this when we first spoke to you. You were just having a conversation with me, now you're putting this cough on. Feeling a bit better now?
No.
What is your first name?
Mate, I've been finding it hard to breathe.
Okay. You're talking to me now, so just tell me what your first name is.
With the man's persistent coughing, it'll be very difficult for Dan to breathalyze him.
He's just coughing uncontrollably at the moment.
Really easy for seasoned criminals to put police off with their distractions. They're just essentially a distraction technique. It could be. It might be a legitimate. I'm a cynic. It's a distraction technique.
And Dan and Mufti think the same.
I can smell the booze on him. There's a cannabis grinder there. As soon as that's been brought up, he's put on this cough.
As soon as we opened the door of the vehicle, even with a face mask on because of COVID, you could smell the alcohol.
I'm making a requirement of you to provide a sample of breath. You're talking to me, you're breathing fine. I've got no reason to think that you cannot provide this sample.
So I'm making that requirement of you. Failure. Ask my doctor. Don't do that, otherwise you'll get arrested for other offences, all right? Do not put your arm on my body.
Oh, he's hurting me! He's hurting
For goodness sake.
Dan tries to reason with him one last time.
Listen to me. This is your last chance. If you fail to do this breath test with us, I'm going to arrest you for failing to provide. Step out of the vehicle. Stop with the act.
Stinks of booze.
It absolutely stinks of booze. I'm arresting you on suspicion of failing to provide. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. You do not mention, when questioned, something which you later lie in court.
There you go, now you stop. Right, do you want to blow into this now? There you go. Yeah, it's on cue.
Ultimately, it's in their best interest to provide a sample because it'll either be over or under. But if they fail to provide, and we provide evidence of drunkenness, they will get disqualified. So it's a no-win, really.
Even after being arrested, the man continues to be obstructive.
I told you, I've got COVID-19, I can't breathe.
Bear in mind what we're going through at the moment in the world. We have to treat it as genuine to a degree.
Then suddenly the man's coughing is directed straight at the Sentinels.
Right, you stop doing it now, otherwise you're going to get a spit whip on you, all right?
Which does not go down well with them.
Calm yourself down. You do not do that again. Right, do you understand what gets spit whip?
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
The prospect of being forced to wear a spit hood has caused the man's coughing to stop.
Do you want to blow into this now?
No. And I'm never, ever going inside anything you want me to do.
His persistent refusal to provide a breath specimen means he will be taken to custody. But then the man turns his coughs into screams.
Calm down. Calm down.
His performance has drawn quite a crowd who are gathering round to see what the noise is about.
Would you like to sit up?
Guys, can everyone get back? Is that all right? Thank you. Everyone get back, please.
The officers are outnumbered by passers-by wanting to film the action. With 3 sentinels tied up trying to restrain the angry man, the situation is threatening to spiral out of control. George and Woody in car 83 arrive to help.
Should you all be 2 metres apart? If you all just move apart a bit, you'll be fine, won't you?
The man has calmed down a little just in time for his next ride. Although this time, it's in the back of a police van.
My colleagues will help lift you up. You got to keep your legs up straight. Come on, you've got to help.
He will be taken to custody. I think they're just trying to get a van, I guess because of his behaviour.
I don't know where I'm going.
You're going to the police station.
A noisy end to a quiet shift. But for Mufti and Dan, the man's attempts to evade being breathalyzed were a pointless performance.
I think people are aware that we obviously don't want COVID. It's common that people will try and use it to get out of being arrested.
The man eventually provided a breath sample and was over the limit. He was given a 5-year driving ban. With another persistent offender off the roads, it's a successful end to the shift. A minor skirmish won for the Sentinels in their ongoing battle against serious crime.